छाया आसमां में, देखो झूमता गगन, हे छाया आसमां में, देखो झूमता गगन,
Hello, 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 hello. It's Saturday night. Welcome, welcome. Saturday night, Starry Night Live. Who's in the star room? Let's get my cedar going. Welcome, welcome. It is Saturday, July 12th. And we are in the midst. Well, it's not happening yet, but pretty soon. It's a countdown. Saturn retrograde. You know you're an astrology geek when you're counting down to a Saturn retrograde. All right. We might have a slow night tonight, so I'm all for that. But let's see who's here. I got an email. I got a couple of emails. I got some people I didn't get to last week, so we'll see who shows up tonight. Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me. StreamYard, I don't know. Like for 6 months I had no problems, and now now it looks like it's wonky. We'll say it like that. Off and on, up and down. All over the damn place. How is everybody doing? Can you hear me? I see some names. I see Christy. I see, my God, I can't speak all of a sudden. Teamwork. I see Christy and Teamwork and Bonfire. Bonfire, I replied to your email. I sent you a chart explaining a couple of things. So I have a chart that I'm going to use for you, but just keep in mind, without a birth time, we don't know what the ascendant is, and so that's important. Stacy's here. Hey, Stacy, how are you doing, amiga? I think I'm going to have to get some water. Hold on a second. I don't know what the hell's going on. Mystic Road is here. Mystic Road and Abatha and Magically Intuitive. Okay. So I think Bonfire, I got your PayPal. Thank you very much. Or your Cash App, whatever it was. And I think, okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Stacy. Stacy put a list up here. I think I saw a couple people saying they were passing. So this short list is going to go pretty quick. Okay, Teamwork is passing, and it says Stacy. Okay, Christy's passing. Teamwork's passing. Bonfire, I know you're ready. Bonfire hasn't been here in a while. Oh boy, hold on to your seats. I'm first. Yeah, you are. That's what it says. Do you want the link? Yeah, let's get to it. We started just a little tiny bit early. Not really. We're actually on time now. It's 9:29. Woohoo. Let's get rolling on here. Okay. Yeah. Let me see. Where did that link thing go? Share your link. Yeah, I'm trying. Share the. Oh, that's a different link. Oh, StreamYard's tricky. They're tricky. They're tricky. They got the share your link shit right where I would leave a comment to post here in the live, but it's not the link to click on to the video. Where did that go? Or to click onto the live and to be live. All right, Bonfire, if you wanted to come on, here is the link for you. And I have the chart drawn up. Gibson, that's whose chart we didn't get to last week. There might have been somebody else. Gibson, if you're here tonight, even if you're not in the chat, but if you're here, I have that chart here. I know you've already set aside time, but yeah, we could always look at it again. I'm getting there. Hold on. Yeah, no problem. So let me get this chart on the screen for Bonfire. She got the digits to me. And let's see what we can see here. We'll take a quick look at this. Yeah, I got to look at the natal chart to understand it. And then some understanding about something that happened in the past. So I guess we'll see what that means. Who the hell knows? All right. So this is the chart I came up with. I used 2 different softwares to get the location. And I was pulling in coordinates for the location you gave me. And it matches these coordinates, even though this chart right here doesn't show you the coordinates in the software. It was the same coordinates, and it would only recognize Istanbul, Turkey. And same with the other software. They both only recognize that. So I thought, well, as long as the coordinates match, that's really all that matters. Okay, so another Leo. But that's not all. Like, this chart is quite trippy. So if you back it up and don't even look at the signs, right? What do you see? Right? Like, look at the geometry. Yeah, what do you see, right? Yeah, there's kites that go all the way around. There's mystic rectangles that go all the way around. In essence, you have the Merkaba really strong all the way around. Like, it's all Merkaba is the 60 degrees all the way around the chart. There's something at every 60 degrees. And so it creates the hexagon, right? Did I have that right? Hold on. The air's on in here. Let me move something. I'm getting really. Hold on one second. Okay. I might want to move that later on. Once I start reading charts, man, I don't know. It gets fired up in here. I can tell you that. Okay, Bonfire's ready. I'm sorry, Bonfire. I'm babbling my ass off and you're sitting in the green room. All right, let me get Bonfire in here. Hello, hello, hello.
Wait, can you hear me? It's like technical difficulty hell right now.
A little bit.
Oh, I'm in the dark, but hi everyone.
That's
Sorry about that.
okay.
The link usually will let me click through on the phone, and it's not letting me do that tonight. So sorry about that.
I guess they made some changes in the last few months. People in the chat would know they've made some changes or something. I have no idea.
Yeah, let me turn a light on.
They're always changing some shit.
Yeah, well, I'll get it fixed for next time. So anyhow, thank you everybody for your patience for that shenanigans. The IT person was failing at IT.
Oh, I was babbling.
No, I was listening to you. I was just
fine.
like fussing because I usually try to record what we're talking about as well as line it up. Anyhow, let's roll. Yeah, isn't this so? I was like, when I pulled it up, when I started looking at, because I was like, okay, some stuff's going on here.
Does this sound
so everybody, for what it's worth, I'm gonna catch everybody up real quick. Things are actually on one end really good. I'm actually really happy right now. I just walked away from a shit show, I think. And then I'm pretty sure, I mean,
you have a roof over your head.
Yeah, and
You're
I'm
not
gonna tell you some
homeless.
really good stuff. I mean, it's not great how I got there, but I ended up at the ER, so we had the whole health thing that, the last week of the health, so we
Yeah,
had the
that
ER
sucks.
trip but it
Yeah.
turns out I get to work from home full time now because I'm now a fall risk because I wiped out at work. I passed out in the well, I didn't totally black out, but I passed out or I fell in the elevator and
Right.
whacked my head and yeah, so I'm basically not allowed in the building because I'm a
Oh,
yeah,
wonderful.
isn't
Since
it?
they wouldn't acknowledge, your limitations any other way. Holy
Well,
shit.
yeah, we were trying to, for what it's worth, they were actually trying to, and they still are. Like, we're
Oh,
actually
okay.
trying to make things, yeah. So that's what the shift has been, is that I did actually wind up with people. I want to record this too. I did wind up with people who actually care about me there, and they're
Yeah,
protective, even though like my ex best friend is there, and there's all sorts of other rigmarole. But I put a lot of stuff in place with documentation and stuff because I mean I was falling all the time.
right.
Um,
Not
but I
good.
lined it up, and then all of a sudden it turns into like because I had done that documentation, the safety person had actually advised HR that I'm probably a liability. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, right. I mean, I got
Absolutely.
taken out for what it's worth, everybody. I got taken out of the capital of New York State on a gurney with an entire giant crew of like 10 EMTs and cops and all sorts of shenanigans. So yeah, it was a real good time. And then my then boyfriend, who's not my boyfriend as of 2 days ago, left me in the ER by myself and didn't answer the phone to pick me up and then got angry at me when I
Whoa.
called an Uber to get home.
Wow.
Ba-dum-bum.
Okay.
So you can
Holy
see that right there. Let's
smokes.
roll.
Okay. Well, thank you for getting us up to speed. So yeah, the first thing in his chart you can see, like he's got that Merkaba thing, right? There's that 60 degrees all the way around. And I don't know, like I said, because I don't have the birth time and I was talking about the location, but the
Yeah.
coordinates come up the same.
Yeah, I heard that it was a
Um,
little tricky, but
okay.
best we
So
can.
yeah, that's all that matters. Whoa. Okay, someone's still celebrating the 4th. I didn't expect that.
Same here.
Um, so there's some really interesting things. I know this is I'll get to the dates you gave me to
Yeah, and
explain
it's
things that
nothing major, just stuff happened. It was a date that we said that the date he asked me out, the day that we went out on a date, the date things started kind of going weird, and then yeah. So.
Yeah, well, I figure that. But in his chart, what people would want to look for, when they're going to be getting or whatever with somebody, whether it's
Yep.
casual or possibly further along, to something more intimate. If the intimate part is part of the possibilities, always kind of pay attention to the history, to the Pluto energy, because look,
Yes.
Juno and Pluto are together here.
Yep.
Okay.
I was
There's a
wondering
lot
about
of
that.
other things too in this chart
Oh, yeah.
that talk about relationships. 7 degrees in Saggy. Now, we don't know what houses these are in because we don't have a birth time, but just these things tell us some stuff, okay? 7 degrees is relationships. This is Pandora's box. It's a can of worms, right? Saggy wants to be free, okay? Expects to have a decent amount of freedom, a very long leash, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, you mean where his dick goes? Okay, sorry.
He also has a retrograding Uranus in his chart.
Mhm.
Okay, and we know Uranus is sudden, disruptive, surprises and shocks.
That's him.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
He does have some other, retrograding objects,
The third. Yeah.
but the Uranus one would probably make sense to, some of the things that you've already described. Look at his nodes. They're at 7 degrees as well. So that alone, and that's a common theme in the chart, is the relationship stuff.
Yeah,
But
that's what I thought. Thank
yeah,
you.
and it's personal relationships along with it's very important relationships. So it
Yeah.
can be business and personal and both.
And he mixes
Right.
them up together too. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and both. Now, communication is a big deal in his chart.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at his Gemini energy, the vertex is at 6 degrees. So that 6-degree vertex trines the 7-degree north node in his chart. Yes, and vertex is fate. So it's communication and talking, possibly coworkers, friends, neighbors, peers, siblings, cousins, somebody that, whether you find this person online or whether they're, a friend of a friend type of thing, or casual acquaintance, somebody with similar interests, but someone where the communication was probably the start off point, possibly same ways.
Yeah, you're right, because it was the fact that when he asked me out, I learned Turkish real quick for chat, because you know me, well, some of you know me, but like I spent 10 minutes learning Turkish real quick to say thank you, and there was and then the end of the relationship is because he and I recognized it, and I'm like, okay, this is fine, this is okay, but the bottom line is, I mean, I'm autistic. And it's not an excuse for anything, but there's a way that I go about the world, and I recognize that he was not capable of meeting me anywhere close to where I was at. He didn't want to go there.
Yeah.
Like, communication was key, and he basically told me I say a lot of stuff and I say absolutely nothing. And then all of a sudden I kind of spiraled into, and then the more healthy I came at it. So I'm viewing this as like, I was kind of
That's the most untrue thing.
Yeah, right. I was wondering if it's like just is this a practice round or something? I was also
No,
wondering.
he couldn't comprehend and couldn't handle all the information that you were. That's really the reality.
Oh no, I know.
That's what happens.
And I guess I like try to like diffuse it. And
He
just,
couldn't
like,
catch up. That's a polite way of putting it. He just couldn't catch up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the reality. All right, so this other last point is really important. Across from vertex, okay, is the anti-vertex. So they're both fated points in the person's chart, which means Sagittarius at 6 is the anti-vertex.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So what does that mean? That means his anti-vertex is conjunct.
Oh, the Pandora's box.
Can of worms. The can of worms. That's what that means.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this really matters, right? It's fated energy, but more importantly, vertex and anti-vertex represent like a beginning in a sense, but also an ending, a door opening, a window opening, or a door closing, or a window closing type of thing. Where there is an opportunity, great. It can be for 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 years, 50 years. Most people can feel the connection, but the it can be, especially with Pandora next to it, a disappointment because it might have felt like there was something strong and powerful and familiar,
and then all of a sudden it went away.
Yeah, well, the thing too with him is he's going to have that connection with people because he's got this here. So there's the soul familiarity with whether it's business, personal, both in relationships.
And that's kind of what I wondered, if he like came across my radar as like some sort of just a fated, I don't know. It was just one of those things. Like I usually don't date people, and it just there were a lot of things that
Well, the vertex didn't help because he's always got a trine. That vertex is always trining his north node, and the north node's in Aquarius of exciting, unique, different, new,
dopamine addiction,
unusual, original. Exactly.
That's what the problem was. Is I'm a New York State board certified addiction recovery coach. Not that I get to practice it, but that's what I'm trained in. Yeah, and that's what I recognize. I'm like, this guy's got a dopamine thing going on, and he's
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So that all kind of explains, I would think, a decent amount of things.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
And knowing these things, these would be what I would call red flags if you want more than just, whatever. Because the shock and the surprise and the sudden disruptions with my long-term goals and duties and responsibilities, that could be a little, challenging to deal with, especially if we were looking for something, long term, even though it was a short relationship.
Right.
But Saggy again can just, Saggy wants the freedom. It finds it in other ways. Even if the relationship hadn't ended, odds are there would have been other relationships.
Oh yeah, no, he was. Yeah, I know. I felt that.
For him to seek out in which he would feel free because he's experiencing and having an adventure with other people as well.
Right, because I think it's
So
just he wants just the initial adventure of it, and then just
yeah,
wants something to go back to, and then go out and do whatever. But then once he knew that I was there, then it's like, okay, now, yeah,
the thrill is gone at that point. That's how that works.
typical codependency bullshit.
Yeah, and then all this Leo stuff. He's got so
Yeah.
much in Leo. He's got Venus
Oh,
at 1 degrees in
arrogant.
Leo. 1.
Yeah.
You know, Leo, children,
Mhm.
fun, joy, creativity, but it is dating, relating, mating, it's romance, having fun with
Center
my
of
body.
attention.
Yeah, and Venus at 1 degree, she's really impulsive. That's the
Yep.
desire energy, very impulsive. Aries energy, impatient.
Mhm.
I want it now or whatever the hell, you know, it
Yeah, that
just
doesn't work with autism.
yeah, right? Yeah. So you could understand with all this Leo energy to boot and the South Node there at 7
Yeah.
degrees in relationship. So this is, you know, what happened with you and whatever, it was likely very typical for him.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely.
By
In
the book,
terms
right? That's why I
of
said it, yeah.
this is like, you know, kind of an adventure and kind of, you know, something
To
unique and
do.
different and seeking it out.
Yeah. We got
So
it, and then we got done. Ah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
but the astrology of it really kind of, when you are able to see it and understand it, it takes away a lot of the, like, did I do something wrong?
Right, and that's why I wanted
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not worth your you know
It's
what
not
I
my
want to
time.
say.
I'm gonna swear it's not worth my fucking time.
No, absolutely not at all. And I know it's easy to say that, but yeah.
Yeah. So then
All
the
right.
only
So now
go ahead, yeah,
you
go ahead, go
wanted
ahead.
to take a look at,
Why did this thing show up or whatever? Because
well,
it was looking at those charts too a little bit just on the dates or whatever. I mean, it's just interesting. But anyhow, keep going.
wait, say that again.
I was looking at the charts and I got the dates myself and I was just kind of
Right.
poking around and seeing stuff. And I'm like, okay, I thought I saw some, but again, I don't know enough to fully know what I'm looking at. But I was
Yeah, I
wondering if
understand
this
what
was
you're
a
saying.
matter of, because it's so weird because there were so many things, again, the faded stuff. There were
Mhm.
so many things that, I mean, I held back
Yeah.
myself, but I watched and it was like weird because it was all these familiar things, like all these
Well,
things that like I would
that's
have
what
said to
happened.
somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he tricked me with it.
That's where
Um,
we get got
yeah,
because seriously, we there's a part of us that has, like I said, this familiarity.
yeah.
It's just there. And it's tricky. It's
Yeah, and just the way
extremely
you came in
tricky.
and out was also, like, literally in the same location. It's so funny, like, we really like, the first time we ever touched and the last time we ever touched was weirdly in the same spot. It's just, like, stuff like that.
That is wild, huh?
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it's
would
right
say
outside my driveway. I'm gonna go do a little fire ceremony later over there. And I was just curious, like, I mean, I feel like this was maybe I don't know, I feel, like, way better because I walked out of this and I shut everything down. I, like, shut everything down.
What does
Um
that mean? You shut
Like,
everything
I
down?
deleted every message I sent to
Oh,
him
good
ever,
for
so he
you.
can't ruminate on it and get,
Yeah.
like, obsessive and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and then I just yeah, I shut it all down. I'm like, "You know what? Thank you." I sent some nice
Yeah.
letters out. I'm like, "But no, I'm not gonna be abused like this." Like, I should have had be there at the ER. Like, that should have never happened. That wasn't the only problem, but that was the big problem. But
Right,
anyway,
right. Well,
yeah.
yeah, and I totally get it.
Yeah, who
And
does that?
it's those little types of things, and even though that's not little, but it's those
Yeah,
types of things
yeah. That
where
matter.
it yeah, and it tells you a whole shitload about a person.
Yeah.
Like, all that you wanted to know. You don't need
So
to
I almost
know
feel like this was like
anything
a
else.
clearing. Like I used it because I realized he might be using me. So I'm like, okay, player, I'm gonna maybe, we'll have fun and I'll do it back. I'll just work out my daddy issues on you too while we're at it. And I did. I actually just cleared out so much trauma. Like I can't even tell you. I'm like ecstatic.
Oh,
So
nice.
part of me is gonna like, oh, like let's go. Can I have like a adult relationship maybe someday?
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I would say that is freaking awesome.
Oh,
And
and
that's really what
everybody
those
says
things are
"got" on
used.
there. I'm sorry, I wanna tell everybody, it says "got" on there. It's actually in Turkish, it says "goat," and it means ass in Turkish. But he got me, he got me.
Did you guys hear that? This is yeah,
Goat.
this is Turkish or whatever. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if that's actually the language, but
No, go. The language is GOT. The word is, but yeah, it's literally Turkish. Anyhow, I'm just calling it
Okay, so it's literally Turkish, and in Turkish it means
ass.
ass.
Yeah,
There
you have
you
to put
go.
little 2 dots over that O, but yeah, yeah. So we're going. Here we go. The ass got me. So anyhow, tell me about it, dear G, and then we'll let somebody else go.
All right, so here's the 22nd of May,
Yeah.
and if you look carefully, so Mercury's at 23 degrees in Taurus.
Mm-hmm.
Taurus is important because it has a lot to do with our values and our desires.
Yeah.
Recently, you said this, I should say a few days back, this Mercury would have trined his Mercury.
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw too.
Yeah.
And Mercury, I know, is big with him.
And then you see the South Node in Virgo at 25 degrees. So Mercury's trining the South Node. So that's where the familiarity also comes in. The nodes, there's so much that's about the past with the South Node, I should say, specifically. The North is more about the future, right?
Right.
Like my future's not written yet. But the South Node, it's kind of like some superpower energy because it's a familiarity. It's something, it's an innate knowledge that we have. Yeah. So a communication with the South Node, right? And probably feeling in some way comfortable because that's kind of that South Node's power. Now,
that's what happened. I finally let myself feel comfortable, and it's okay. You know.
Yeah. I mean, you live and learn. Yeah. Look at the sun at 2 degrees, communications, Gemini, trining Pluto, another indicator of soul history. Right? So there's a lot.
I thought I was saying thank you. Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. And then also the Junos are important in Scorpio, even though it's not smack dab on his stuff at 13 and 15. We have Juno conjunct Black Moon Lilith, and that's a sextile to the South Node. You see, this is 60 degrees away. So in other words, looking at it, it'd be like, okay, this was kind of doomed from the start.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Venus was at 16 in Aries, very impulsive Aries, the Venus degree. That degree that Venus at the Cancer degree, also about the history and the past. Yes.
Yeah. Oh no, it just pulled up like so much stuff. Like I can't.
So much that has to do with the past. It's crazy,
and
right?
It made him so uncomfortable watching me process through it so rapidly, and I know that intimidates people, and that was part of it.
Absolutely.
I've lost control of her. Yeah, you have.
Yeah. It's just the way it is. Damn it, get over it. Not you. I'm saying
I know.
For other people.
Other people.
Let me see. So the other thing too, especially, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So this was like the 22nd. Okay. Yep. So having those deep connections and the communication, because remember, he's got the Gemini energy is a big deal for him because he's got that vertex there at that 6. Okay. So as the sun was getting closer to the vertex, right? It's going to be then in the opposition to the Black Moon Lilith. Okay. It's going to be in that opposition. And so there might have been just some little things, that didn't seem like big things at the time, that if you were to think back.
Oh yeah. Now looking back, I'm like, yep. Okay.
Yeah. And then of course the sun at 2 in Gemini trining Nessus at 3 degrees.
That's who I was looking for, Nessus, because I kept following that in his chart.
Yeah, the Nessus is kind of like got that revenge energy to it.
Yeah, it's an abuse.
Freaking Libra relationships. So this is telling a story here. There is something very fated, something really from not this lifetime whatsoever.
Thank you for.
And it was more of the energy was still existed, and it needed to kind of really to be processed through a little bit more and to play out. Here's the other thing that's kind of freaky. Pandora's box is in Leo at 9 degrees. He just had a Pandora exactly trining Pandora. You see that? Pandora at 9 in Leo up here is the transit. I know, I'm sorry, I can't expand this chart. This is the
software. You're fine. I'm fine.
And it's trining it was trining his Pandora. So it's like, wait a minute. Was this like a plan off from the get-go? What the hell?
That's what I'm saying.
Sick. Yeah, this is sick. It's like, I mean, I don't think people, especially if they're not super aware, right?
Right.
In general, they have to be able to process all the feelings, the thoughts, the emotions that are going on, and that can happen really fast. I
Yeah.
get that. But when you look at this with it just looks like
A shit show.
there's just really a whole shitload of unresolved energy. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, that makes sense for what played out and how I did actually end things in a very healthy manner, and that's what I'm proud of. So
Yeah,
even my
that's
even my communication was on point. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
wasn't mean about anything. I did my autistic thing and told the truth, and man, do people hate that.
that's good, because that's all. It's really what is the thing is the past is the past.
Yeah.
The difference is what you do with the
Now.
experience going forward.
Right.
What you do now, but then absolutely going forward too, and learning from it. Like that's the whole point. So here's the 26th. Now the sun, I already kind of talked about this. You see the sun at 6 degrees now?
Mm-hmm.
So it's in the opposition. It's conjunct the vertex and the anti-vertex, and it's in the opposition with the Pandora. You see that?
So screwed. I was so screwed. I kind of knew it too, but I don't know.
And now Mercury and the moon actually trining Pluto.
That started the drill in. Yep.
Yet you really just were dealing with a lot of stuff that had a lot of energetic, strong bonds to it.
Yeah.
Residual energy, a lot of strong stuff from the past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mars was at 18. Pandora is now at 10 in Leo. So the Mars at the 18 degrees in the transit, I'm going to say, and in his chart, he has angry Eris at 17 in Aries, which is
that's the other thing I was watching, Eris, because I didn't like where that was sitting. I don't know. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. And then Venus, Mars and Venus were trining actually. Mars at 18, Venus was at 20. So the last couple of days, and still Venus is there connecting.
That makes sense.
And this Venus by transit up in the sky is trining his part of fortune, his sun, his Sirius. So these are things where, it's fun, it's creative, but it's, there's some romantic connections happening possibly because it's Venus trining his sun in Leo and Sirius. So there's a satisfying, nurturing vibration added to it as well.
That makes sense.
Okay. And he's got a lot in fire. He's got stuff over here in Saggy.
Yep.
He's got stuff at 25 and 26, not to mention his own black moon Lilith at 15 degrees in Saggy. So in essence, Pandora is now at 10, trining his black moon Lilith on this date. Pandora and black moon Lilith. Oh, well, yeah.
I was so fucked. Literally that day, but whatever. Sorry.
That's all right. Let's
it
go
fun.
to the
it was
month
fun
ahead.
for the lesson, right? And then we'll just wrap it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and the
thank
thing
you
is,
everybody for being here for me.
I talk to a lot of people, and even in my own experiences, where we have repetitive encounters.
Yeah,
we have repetitive encounters, and I don't believe it happens like one time.
No,
I think it takes us a lot of tries.
Yeah,
to go through this stuff, and I think there can be a lot of repetition because in his chart, I'd have to look at your chart, but he has a Saturn retrograde. And typically the teaching with a person who has a natal Saturn retrograde, I mean, I've literally read this. They're reliving a lifetime.
Yep.
Now, what does that mean? Is it the exact lifetime? I don't think so. I think it is probably more like very similar experiences.
Circumstances, yeah.
In circumstances. Yes. That's what I think.
He's caught up in something that I couldn't access. I'm like, okay, I don't have time for that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. Right. That's also the other part of it. You have to ask yourself, how much energy do I have to put into this? And is this healthy for me? Can I deal with it? Do I want to deal with it?
As I said to his cousin, he can't talk to me without coming at me in attack mode. I can't stop from being in overwhelm because I literally had a nervous breakdown that hospitalized me. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So I'm like, my serenity is he can't give me. That's what he said. He can't give me the serenity that I need. So
Well, here's the other thing I didn't point to in his natal chart, but I had seen it earlier. It kind of jumped out with the Pandora box is actually what jumped out at me first thing. But then the next thing was the Mercury trining Mars in his chart.
yeah.
So when someone says, coming at me in attack mode, that's communication in attack mode, Mars, Mercury trine, even though they're in Earth. Could you imagine if they were in fire, right? Mixed with air or something? I mean,
yeah, I probably would not be in a safe situation right now.
no, not at all. Not at all. So yeah, the Mars trining the Mercury is definitely going to be an aggressive communicator.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. And again, we don't know where any of this stuff is in his chart as far as a location, which house, but these are just the basics. So now here's the 30th, and the moon was conjunct the south node. See that? June 30th, moon conjunct south node. South node, again, familiarity in the past, and so is the moon. It can bring on a release if it's a needed emotional release. It can bring that on. It can bring on a release of the past.
It did. I had a panic attack because he ended up going to Texas. Yeah, and we had a whole thing over that because he was going to Texas for several weeks, and he's clearly not from this country. So I kind of had a little bit of a nervous breakdown over that. So I had to rein that in.
Why would that be a problem if you're not from this country and you're traveling in the United States? I'm being completely sarcastic, by the way.
Oh, I don't know. But no, I was the wrong. I mean, his cousin understood why I was freaking out.
Absolutely, yeah.
He didn't, and I'm like, and that was the thing. That's what set me off. I'm like, just because I had, without saying anything to anybody on here to traumatize you, but I had visualized the stuff that I know that's going on out there, and then I visualized that happening to my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't going to come home for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I had to release. I was like, okay. And I was begging him after a couple of days because I was sensing, I worked in cybersecurity and the autism and all that crap, right? And I could see something was going on. So I got him to come home right before the flooding happened. But I could see some stuff was going down. No, and my gut feeling, I'm like, no, you have to get home. You're okay right now, but you won't be. Seriously, you have to get home. But he didn't whatever. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, it's your life, dude. And that was the thing I released. I said to him, well, I guess I will just go on living my life as I do by myself for the next 3 weeks. And, maybe I'll see my boyfriend someday or maybe I won't. I don't know. And that was the release of I can't be emotionally attached to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just, it's really fascinating to see.
Right.
Just the transits of it. Mercury had just been opposing Pluto. Mercury's at 5 on this day. So that would mean the day before and the day before, Mercury was at the opposition of Pluto. And for everybody listening, if you can think back to that time, this was June 29th, June 28th. This wasn't that long ago, but Mercury at the opposition of Pluto would have been about deep, intense communications. And it would have also been about Pluto revealing truths to Mercury.
Oh,
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And look how far Mercury was ahead of the sun. The sun was at 9 degrees in Cancer. Mercury was almost 30 degrees, 24 degrees ahead of the sun. When you have Mercury ahead of the sun by that much, always pay attention to what you're discussing, what's being, whether it's news, communications, you're going to get some really good information that's legit.
Yeah. And I was.
Honestly, because it's so far ahead of the sun. It's literally getting information ahead of time. It's getting information ahead of time.
Yeah.
You follow?
Well, and that's exactly, and I do that naturally too. It all lined up and it was just in my body. That's the thing. I gotta,
Well,
And then the last but not least is the rolling it all up to the whole big crash, bang, boom of last week.
yeah, so that's the part that I'm trying. Okay, so that this passed into yesterday, which I have. Okay, down with communication.
It was
I'm
like 2
interested.
days ago.
2 days ago. So should
Yeah.
I be pulling your chart up then? Is what I'm asking. That's
Yeah,
where I
maybe
got
let's do
confused.
that. Yeah, because we don't care about him right
Okay,
now.
okay.
We got
I just
we got
didn't
the
from the email.
guy.
I wasn't sure. I was like,
Oh,
I'm
but you
not
can
sure.
keep this. No, keep. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but can I have the charts later though?
Oh yeah. I
yeah,
actually I
perfect.
sent you his chart
Oh, you did. Thank you. I didn't check my email
because
so
I was like, is this the chart? Do these
Oh,
yeah. look?
I've been
Yeah.
in ceremony, just venting this stuff out all day. So
No
thank you.
problem. All right. So now I'm pulling up your chart.
Yep. And yes, please, because I just want to know what happened. Yeah. Where am I going?
Oh yeah,
now?
totally. Let me get to the.
And this is helpful because I'm actually basing my shamanic ceremonies around the information you're providing me to help me figure out
Good.
what I'm going to clue in on. So thank you.
That's the way to do it.
Yep.
Otherwise, what's the point of the astrology? I mean, that, to me, that it really puts words to experiences.
And this
And
is
it
making
makes
me feel
sense.
so much better. It was making
Absolutely.
me feel crazy. And I'm like, I know. And I said that. I'm like, you're
Yep.
using my mental health against me when I'm being open about working on it. And I'm not here for that. So
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
All right. So you said like 2 days ago. So this is July 10th, Thursday.
Yeah, it was Thursday night. Everything went sideways fast.
Okay. All right. So for you, this is your chart. You got Jupiter at 7 degrees. Like it's the first thing that jumped out at me. Jupiter at 7. Your fourth house cusp line is 8 degrees. 8 degrees is intense energy. This would mean deep, intense emotions.
Yep.
Jupiter connected to that, right next to that, it all expands upon that. It adds to that.
Yep.
Now, Jupiter didn't just get there because Jupiter's a slow mover. It didn't just get there, but
I didn't
look
just
at the
get
difference. But look at the difference. I went backwards one day. Jupiter was at 653. So it had just turned to the 7 degrees relationship. Okay. Business, professional, private, it had just turned to that.
Yeah.
And expanded there on that fourth house. It just kind of whoosh.
Oh, and that also makes sense with work too, because there was like, I mean, all that stuff shifted around with work too. So anyway, keep going. Thank you.
Well, the moon was in Capricorn.
Yep. Exactly.
22 degrees, which is a Saturn degree, duty, responsibility, and work. Mercury was at 13 in Leo energy, and it's going very slow because Mercury's going to begin a retrograde at 15 degrees. You follow?
Yep. Got it.
So keep that in mind because it does a retrograde back to about, is it 5 degrees or 4 degrees? Yeah, I think it's 4 degrees it goes back to. Keep that in mind just because it will likely do a rerun, if not in the real, like as in communications, and possibly in your mind. Okay.
Yeah.
And just be aware of the Mercury retrograde doing that.
Yeah, I got that.
And then Mars was conjunct your Black Moon Lilith. You have Black Moon Lilith at 14 degrees.
There we go.
Yeah. And Mars is kind of still sitting there, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think it's still sitting there because this was just
probably feeling that vibe right now.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing too is that your nodes, you're having a nodal reversal. Your north node is in Virgo at 16. The south node up in the sky is at 20. So it's 4 degrees away from your north node. Okay.
Oh, this is the thing I talked to you about way back when we were like, oh, it's coming, but it's like coming ways out. Okay, yeah, keep going.
Okay.
All right, you won't remember. It's fine.
Okay. Let me see where else. You got your Venus at 27. You have Vesta at 2 in Aries and your Mercury at 3. This is important because Saturn and Neptune, right, are together at 1 and 2 degrees in Aries. Vesta is like your flame, how you stand out, but the flame that you hold for yourself, which is probably a big help because your Vesta and your Mercury are really close together. So I think that actually is a big benefit for you to have that like that.
Yeah.
When Neptune went retrograde, it can make things get confusing, fuzzy, disappear.
Boom.
Neptune retrograde can also mean hospitals, right?
Yep.
Absolutely can. And then, we're in a Saturn countdown. So this Saturn that's here, in about an hour and a half, this Saturn will start retrograding, which means it will go over your Venus eventually.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll
Interesting.
eventually go over your Venus because you got a 27-degree Venus there. So that Saturn goes back to like 25, 24 degrees. So yeah, it's not going to be a quick thing on that either. That's the rest of the year.
Yeah.
The other thing, I think it's how's your vertex? Oh, you probably didn't notice this. Maybe you
No.
did. Your
No.
vertex, did you see where your vertex is?
I wasn't.
In Libra at 6 degrees.
Oh, yeah. Okay, keep
But
going.
his was in Gemini at 6 degrees. That means you guys had trining vertexes.
Whoa.
Shitload of faded energy. Yeah.
That's what thank you. I felt it. Thank you.
Oh,
Again, like, did I
God.
just really just trip over an asshole by accident? But
Yeah.
there were so many signs. And I'm like, no, these look like a lot of green like flags. And I'm like, wait, if you start counting too many green flags, that turns into a red flag. And then eventually the red flags really
Oh,
start.
that's a good point. That's a damn good point.
Yeah.
Too
And that's what I was
many green
tracking.
flags.
And I told him.
It's too good to be true shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I even told him, like, I can't tell because I've been through this so many times with other
Yeah,
people.
that's a
I
good
can't tell
point.
if you're being real or not.
Yeah, that was a good point.
Yeah.
Venus up in the sky was conjunct Aldebaran. So Aldebaran has to do with communications, but a very like prolific communicator. Okay. So Venus is conjunct that. Now this is in your second house of income and money and values, but also the second house of desire and love.
But yes, tell me I don't know how to communicate.
No, it's a matter of people not being able to keep up.
No, I know. It's a matter of patience and understanding and all that.
Yeah. You have a 22 degrees Uranus moon in Uranus. Ah, okay. No wonder. Okay. Well, you like different, new and exciting as well. And here's the thing. Look at this Pallas Athena and this Chariklo are sitting on your moon, and they've been here. This is not new. They're slow movers, and they've been sitting on your moon, another indicator of the past.
Got it.
But also what, your emotional security, what emotionally satisfies you. You need a bit of different and unique and exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I did need that. It was fun.
Absolutely. If this moon hadn't been here in Uranus or in Aquarius, you probably wouldn't have. If it was in a different sign, you probably wouldn't have looked past some of the things that you probably, you just wouldn't have, because it really likes exciting and new is exciting. Okay.
Yeah. I needed a little bit of that. I kind of knew what I was walking into.
Yeah. And so you just chalk it up as that. Now, here's the other thing. Black Moon Lilith sitting right on your Cupido. I mean, right on it. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Seventh house relationships.
Whoa. Yep.
It's right on there. It's like bam. So the Black Moon talks about, hidden things about our personality that we don't want to own. It is in your 7th house. So these can be things about the partner, but I will add that typically when we have things that the other partner is expressing and they're not aware of it, typically there's a little bit of that in us too, because that's that attraction thing that we also have some of that.
Yeah.
So the other thing too is your Pandora's box is at 20 degrees in the sign of Cancer. What this tells you right off the bat is in relationships. Relationships that are,
you can generalize,
very familiar vibe to them. You have Pandora's box there.
How am I supposed to date?
I know. And it's not only just Pandora, and it's not just Pandora in Cancer. It's Pandora in Cancer in your 4th house at the Scorpio degree.
This just blew my mind, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah. So the problem with that to me is when someone is comfortable and familiar on a lot of levels, Well, unfortunately, this Pandora, yeah, it can create
Yeah.
kind
And
of
for
what you
what it's
got
worth, I
into.
even said to him, because I felt comfortable and safe, at least for the time frame, that like I'm like, I'd asked, can we work through some of my trauma stuff? Like there's stuff I just don't know what'll happen. And
Yeah.
he was okay. Like, I'm like, seemed like all okay with it. But that was the thing. I knew I was opening Pandora's box. And I know that I do that through, like, I know that I utilize relationships to do a lot of like the past
Yeah.
energy clearing
Well,
and
your
all.
chart is that though.
Yeah, exactly.
I
That's
don't
why.
think you have any other choice. To
No,
be
I
honest,
know.
I think this is what you're supposed to
This
do.
just is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So in other words, what that would mean, and before I say this,
It's okay.
Fortuna, she's right here. She looks like the wheel of a ship.
Mm-hmm.
And she talks about the rise and the fall of our fortune.
Yeah.
Well, she was on your Pandora box there. She had just passed over it. So when that happens, shit changes.
Mhm.
It can either go, it can be like, oh, it's great, or it can be like all of a sudden that great is gone.
Oh yeah.
That
That was literally that night. It could have actually been a really great night, and then the plan got canceled and it just went.
And then on top of that, the sun was also in Cancer at 19, conjunct your Pandora's box.
Mm.
Yeah. So family, home, emotional security, emotional stability.
All of that.
Yeah. All of that with Pandora's box.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. So what I would do with this,
Yes.
because you already said a lot of it that you understand, which is when you have relationships, you realize you're having them with souls that you already have this established connection with.
Yeah.
And so
that's why they all get like very hairy. Some of them are great. Some of them are hairy.
Sure.
And it's because of that. I know that. Like they don't know it all the time, but I know it.
the Pandora tells us at
Yeah.
that Scorpio degree that it is the deeply bonded energy that isn't bonded just energetically, but it was bonded physically at one time as well.
Yeah.
So that tells you then, if that's how your chart's written, just know that going forward with eyes wide open, that when you feel that deep, intense connection, it's probably that sort of a relationship that is there just to process the past. And it doesn't mean it's there to work on, oh, but we're supposed to go forward together into the future with this.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I needed to hear through all that. That's exactly where I felt this is, but I wasn't sure. So.
Yeah. And that's where it's hard.
Yeah.
That's where it's hard for charts that are written in ways. And his chart was also written with a shitload of soul energy.
Mm-hmm.
I pointed it all out. That's where it's so difficult when you get those charts intermingled, because they feel like, but this is supposed to be like this. Right. We're supposed to try this. We're supposed to do this. We're supposed to make this work. Obviously, he had some, he had some other issues, but it makes it hard to walk away from. It makes it hard to quit trying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It just does.
And that's exactly what you're helping me with right now, because normally I would have that pull to keep trying. But again, this is like, no, this is my serenity and my nervous system. And again, I was in the ER for crying out loud by myself.
You got to pay attention to the body.
Yeah.
Because even though we're souls living in the physical body and, we're doing that whole thing, the physical body is important in the fact that it's how you're existing right now in the here and the now. Yeah, so you have to honor that. You have to honor that.
And I used to not. So
well, like I said, you've got a lot of things that have probably been triggered where the changes happened, where going forward now, this is the new me.
Exactly. So thank you everybody for listening through all of that. And I hope did you get my payment? I hope you did.
You did. Yeah, I did. I said it earlier. Thank you for the cash app is what it was. Yes. Thank you very much. That's why I spent so much time on it. You did it right. You sent me the information ahead of time, so it worked out, and I'm glad we got to do this.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much, G, and thank you everybody.
Yep, you are welcome. And now you have so much knowledge going forward.
And now I know what to go do for the rest of my weekend while I close this energy down with this one. I do wonder if he's like going to try to pop back up. That's what you said something like.
Yes, because of the retrograde.
Yeah.
There might be a little bit in it, but you know what? Be smarter than that, okay?
Oh, no, I already got it all.
Yeah.
Again,
yeah.
I like went super cybersecurity on this thing. Like, I'm not playing around with you, dude. You should know better. I warned him up front. I'm addictive and I know it. And I also will lock shit down really quickly when I don't want to deal anymore. So thank you.
You are welcome. Glad to hear that things are going better.
Yeah,
Other than this, you have a place to live. You're not,
Yeah.
I'm glad
I
to
have
hear that.
food. My cat's okay. I'm
Absolutely.
not in the hospital right
That's
now.
wonderful.
It's
Thank you for
amazing.
letting us know.
Thank
Seriously.
you. Thank you for being here for me.
Yep.
Really, seriously.
You are welcome. You are
Let's
welcome.
hop off.
All right. Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Okay. Here we go. That was quite fascinating, but boo, 2 very powerful charts. Wow. All right. Let me get on the ball here. So we did Bonfire. Stacy says Mystic Road is next. All right. Is that correct, Stacy? Stacy, thank you. Lou S is here. What's going on, Lou S? All right. Mystic Road, it says. Mystic Road, are you here? Mystic Road might have bailed. Is Mystic Road here? Hello, calling Mystic Road. Booked, booked, and booked. Oh, that must be the trip to Scotland. Booked, booked, and booked. Gibson, I got that chart drawn up. We're going through this chart. It says Mystic Road is next. Mystic Road, are you here? Going once, going twice. And then I'm going to go to the next name. I know it's been a while, so some people leave and they decide to check back in, which is fine, but I might have to move to another name because I can't wait. I have to move on. So Mystic Road, if you're here, I need to see you in the chat. And if I don't see you pop up in the chat, then I'm going to the next name, which will be, I know Gibson's here, so I know, and I didn't get to her chart last week, but we're going to go in order. After Mystic Road, Abatha, then Magically Intuitive. Oh, Kat's here too. And Zazu. Oh, okay. Zazu said pass, then Gibson. Oh, Gibson, you're very last. I'm sorry. I think that's what happened last week, Gibson. I saw your name for 1 second. Okay, Magically Intuitive is next. Magically Intuitive, are you here? Right. If you're here, whoever you are, if you're waiting, get your stuff in the chat and say I'm here. That way we know who's here and who's not. All right, let me go find that list. Mystic Road's not answering, so we're going to Abatha. Yeah, I see it, Stacy. Thank you. Abatha, then Magically Intuitive. Okay. Gibson said here. Okay, Abatha. Abatha said she's here. Woohoo! All right, Abatha, did you want the link? You don't have to take it, but I will give the link to you in case you want it. Hold on, I gotta figure out where the hell it is. They keep oh, maybe that's it. Yep, that's it. Okay. They keep tweaking the StreamYard. You know, they just keep tweaking it, and there's like all these little different things, different spots, different symbols, and I'm like, okay. So you kind of just got to deal with me learning as I'm going along. Okay, so there is the link for you, Abatha, if you want to grab the link, because if I can't hear you, I'm just going to tell you whatever comes up to the head. Looks like Abatha grabbed the link. Let's get her in here and let's see what's going on. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
What are we looking at?
I just wanna look what's coming toward me in love.
You want to see what's coming?
Yes, in love.
Love, love, love. Okay, let's go find your chart real quick here. Abatha, I know we had you last week, right? Or one of
Yes.
those weeks. I got you. Got you twice. You were like, yeah, I've been here before. I'm like, wow, I don't recognize your name. And sure enough, I had your chart already drawn up. Okay, so let's get this on here. And we can take a quick peek at this. Let me hold on a second. Share screen. Let's get this up here. Okay. Did it show? Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So we got to take a look at your Venus. Well, here's the thing. You want to know about love. So not trying to be nosy, but we're looking at masculine energy.
Yes.
Okay, I just got to be because it matters in the chart, right? It matters if masculine is masculine and feminine is feminine. All right, so Mars would be masculine, and so would Jupiter for if we're looking for that. So you've got Jupiter going through Cancer energy in your 6th, and let me find your natal Jupiter. I see your natal Mars in the 1st house connected to the South Node in Aquarius. Exciting, new, and you're ooh. Okay, I remember this. Interesting. Okay, were you listening to any of the things I spoke about? 22 degrees Aquarius moon. That last chart had the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Really fascinating. Look at this. We got the Aquarius moon going on. Okay, really fascinating. So you understand about new and exciting and different.
Yeah.
And needing that actually emotional. Yeah, needing. So do you like surprises? Or are you more like, I like to be the person to give the surprises?
I like surprises.
Okay. Okay. So that Mars energy, you have Mars quincunx. You see this Mars up in the sky?
Yeah.
It's angling your Mars and your Uranus, but it's a quincunx energy. It's an irritation and agitation. So you're not in a relationship right now, correct?
No.
Or even,
No.
okay. I was going to say, because, yeah, this would, if this is what's giving you, like, hey, is something better coming along? I was going to say, this is
No.
just a short-lived thing. It's not a long thing. Just give it a little bit more time. Okay. Let's see. You have Mercury in your 7th house conjunct your Pallas Athena. There you go. So 7th house is relationships. Leo energy is romance, right? You got Mercury there, and she's touching your Pallas Athena, which is she's looking out for the future. She wants to know, where is the next love coming from? And that's why we're having this discussion tonight. So now add to that. I'm still searching for there's your Jupiter. Okay. Jupiter and Aries at 25. So this suggests starting and initiating, liking to start and initiate those conversations. Because it's in the 3rd house, this could be coworkers, neighbors, siblings, someone you're familiar with, peers, classmates. It can be also online, like with the apps and stuff, looking and starting a communication, because it's Jupiter and Aries. Now, this is also very physical energy, very physical. It's at the Aries degree. So this would tell me then that if your Jupiter is there, then possibly if there's, I don't know, whether it's horseback riding or, it's Aries. Aries is a boxer, a fighter, doing something physically challenging. Okay. Now, because it's in your 3rd house, you might, let me see if your Jupiter's in a square. I'm talking about this because this is your natal Jupiter. And many times it's that Jupiter energy where we will find that connection that we're looking for. And understanding your Jupiter tells us who and what that looks like in a sense. So communications, aggressive, assertive communications, starting communications, being the initiator. Do you do that? Do you initiate?
Oh, yeah, I do.
You do or don't?
I do.
You do. Okay.
Mhm.
And the thing with Aries is it can come on a little strong because that's just Aries, but yours has Jupiter there, which means it really adds to it. It really makes it come on strong. Okay. Jupiter is also quite confident. Aries is daring, and Jupiter brings on the confidence. So what this means is It's okay to initiate, but you might have to dial back the approach a little bit.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And I'm
Yes.
not saying what you're doing is wrong. I'm just saying because this is some strong energy in the house of communications, okay?
Yeah, I come
And
up
it's
like
fire. It's fire. And too much fire burns. That's just the reality of life, right?
yeah, you right. Yeah.
Yeah. And the sun up in the sky, I'm sorry, the sun in your chart is at 21 degrees. So your sun trines this Jupiter. Okay, it trines it. And you have your Mercury in fire. You have a lot of energy in fire. You have a lot in Saggy. Okay. Now, what does this have to do with when will this person find love? Well, that's a good question. I'm looking at Jupiter because it's going to bring on familiarity. Let's see, it is going to trine, like it's starting to trine your midheaven right now. And for a woman, that midheaven energy is really very serious energy about a long-term commitment, but you do have Black Moon Lilith there. Well, she can really kind of mess things up. There can just be some things where it just makes it, it just doesn't pan out. You do have a lot of energy at your midheaven. You have a lot of, like, you have Venus at 8, right? You have
Mm-hmm.
Venus at 8. You also have Fortuna right there at 9. So, in other words, oh, okay, let me ask you this. When you get into relationships, and maybe it's just with females, and what I mean is friendships, whatever, it doesn't, I'm not suggesting it has to be anything more than that. But because it's Venus, is there anything there with the relationships that where you have them and then they suddenly go sour?
Yep. Yep. All
Okay,
the time.
all the time.
Friendship,
Because
relationship, all the time.
okay, because your Venus is sitting hand in hand with Fortuna. And Fortuna, let me just get rid of this outer chart so you can see this. This is your Venus. This is Fortuna. Fortuna, her story is she like controls the highs and the lows. Okay. So your fortune, your just the love, because it's Venus, desires in Scorpio, and with faded energy and people I said faded, people I'm very much emotionally and physically bonded with, things can change really fast.
Yeah.
What was once going really well can all of a sudden not be going good. Okay. So it's the rise and the fall of those. And it's going to happen in love and in possibly shared values, which could mean shared money and interests. Okay. Which can also end up being a good thing because wow, you could all of a sudden have a windfall of cash. Like all of a sudden there's an inheritance. That's a possibility with this Fortuna. It's also a possibility with love. So maybe you already know this because you're asking this question. You have Jupiter trining your Venus and Fortuna. So if you're not in a relationship, Jupiter can bring a relationship on. It can all of a sudden, there's a relationship there, or at least an attraction, or somebody that you meet where there's like this energetic,
Connection.
familiar, deeply bonded connection. Absolutely. You have a big water trine. It's all the way from like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have a big water trine. 11 because you're midheaven, your second house cusp line of Pisces and love, and this Jupiter. So I would say to be patient because it's not far. There will be opportunities. What you do with it, you have free will. So you just got to go back to what I talked about earlier, which is the Jupiter and the Aries and the very fire, and too much fire burns,
Okay.
which means slow down and pace yourself.
Yeah.
Dial it back a notch. That's what that means.
Okay.
Does it make sense for you?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you must be sensing it in some way because Jupiter's trining. It's in this trine for you.
Okay.
Okay. So I would just say be patient. It's not far.
Okay. But can you be able to see when exactly I'm gonna be in a relationship or no?
It's right there right now. Jupiter's at 7 degrees. It's already trining your Venus at 8 and your Fortuna at 9. You're already in the trine with your second house cusp line so according to this, looking at the alignment here, that's making a connection for you. Now, if you aren't talking to people, if you aren't making yourself available, if you're not initiating conversations, because you're supposed to be initiating because you have Jupiter and Aries there. So it's up to you to be seeking, to be searching, to be talking, to be engaging. You have to do those things.
Okay.
People have to know that you're available, right? So you're in the energy right now.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Got it? All
Yeah,
right.
got it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. All right. She already left. I said, take care. There we go. All righty. Get out there and mix it up. Yes, absolutely. That's exactly the way. Yep. You got to be out there. You got to do something with it. All right. So I'm looking to see who's next. Abatha, Magically Intuitive, and then it will be, well, I don't know. I shouldn't be saying what's next. I have to go check the list. Magically Intuitive said I'm here. Magically, then Cats. Okay, Magically. Woohoo. All right. There's Magically Intuitive. All right, Magically, what are we looking at? Do you want the link? Let's see if we can get this here for you. Yeah, Jupiter is not a fast planet, Abatha, because you were like, when exactly is it happening? Jupiter's not super fast. So it gives you some days. Typically at these degrees, you're going to have at least a solid week because Jupiter just goes to 8 degrees in a couple of days. So it'll be at that 8 degrees for about a week. So it's working with your Venus and with your Fortuna. All right, Mystical's here. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
One
Can
sec.
you hear me?
Hello.
Magically Intuitive, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I hear you too. What are we looking at?
I wanted to look at next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get your chart on the screen.
I
Is
know
this?
Saturn retrograde starts tomorrow.
Oh, it's starting in about an hour.
Oh.
Yeah. It's starting tonight. I'm not sure where the hell you're watching from.
Texas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It starts tonight. Okay, let's get this chart on here. It's coming. It's coming. It's taking its time. But it's on its way. All right, one more click. Let's see how fast this goes or doesn't go. Come on, come on. There we go. Got you. All right, very good. Okay, so we're looking at, so when you say next week, are you talking in 2 days, Monday and on?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move this chart ahead a little bit, which is where we're at. We're on Monday already. Okay, Venus at 11. Venus in your first house, your physical body. Mercury in your 4th house of home and family. Mars in your 5th house of love and relationships. Oh, you just had the South Node on your Chiron. South Node just went to 19 degrees, So you had the South Node on Chiron, which means, well, hopefully you had some sort of a release and a healing of definitely a lot of the past. 5th house can be romantic partners. It's Virgo energy. There's a lot of details that are going to be there. And, the thing with the Virgo energy, especially when it comes to the romance department or children for that matter, 5th house children, is Virgo is all about perfection, so it can be overly critical. And, once we get beyond that, things usually improve, but it only happens if we see it. If we see where and when we're doing it and we're like, okay, I got to back off a little bit on that. So you have Black Moon Lilith in your 7th house of relationships. So are you having me look at this for what's coming up just in general, or do you have something specific in your mind that you actually want me to zero in on?
No, just in general.
Okay. Well, you'll have Mercury beginning its retrograde. Okay. And when it begins its retrograde, this will be this week. Okay. It's going to trigger home and family, children, mom, the mother wound, nurturing. Now, it at the same time can also trigger a lot of the Leo keywords: fun, romance, mating, dating, relating, childhood, and what did I used to do to have fun as a child, and play. When do I laugh? When do I play? Entertainment is also Leo energy, lots of color, very creative energy. So this Mercury retrograde, doing a retrograde in your 4th house of home and family. So whether it's mom or you as a mom or whatever, everyone's mother wound is very different. So there might be something there, because this question mark right here, that's what I'm referring to as Cirrus. It's a lot like moon energy, but also food. Because how do we nurture, especially when we have a newborn, right? The mother breastfeeds the baby. So there's nurturing, a lot to do with nurturing and possibly using food to nurture. Okay. The sun will be going through your 3rd house, and you do have a couple of things here, actually. Okay, Vesta and Chericlo. Okay, so you have Estrella here at 25. So the sun's going to touch that this week. Estrella tends to not let go of something because it's in Cancer in the 3rd house. So a Cancer person in the 3rd house has a lot of sensitivities, high sensitivities to communication, meaning I can be hyper aware of my communication style and think that I suck at communicating. That's just the bottom line. And then that can create anxiety. Okay. Estrella being a pit bull would mean that I'm probably replaying that. And if I'm not doing about myself or thinking that about myself, it can be that, or I should say, or also about siblings, neighbors, coworkers, cousins, peers. Like there's a communication between people that we're familiar with, people that feel like family, where there might be some, there's some sensitivities because it's Cancer, some very sensitive energy. It's also kind of empathic. So we have to be cautious with the empathic stuff because we might be aware of things and feel some stuff that wasn't intended for us to feel with the highly empathic Cancer energy. And Estrella doesn't let stuff go. She doesn't know when to stop. She doesn't know when to say, okay, that's enough. Okay, I'm done. Okay, no more. There can be a like a broken record or a tape or whatever that just keeps going over the past, possibly. Okay, or even literally communicating about the past, possibly. And it could also be siblings, neighbors, coworkers, friends, peers, whatever, that are doing that too. It can be that combination. So because the sun will be traveling all through here, it goes 7 degrees this week, which means it'll at the end of the week, it'll enter Leo energy. So until that time, be aware of the super sensitive Cancer energy. The 3rd house is your mind. So it's your thoughts, it's your communication style, and also the connections you have with others, with family and the past and history, and especially feminine energy. whether you're related to them or not. Cancer energy says there's a connection with our souls from the past. Okay. So female energy in general is kind of lit up because the sun will kind of be touching on these personal planets that you have here. Okay. And then, of course, at the end of the week, keep in mind the sun is going to trine your Pluto. You have Pluto at 29 degrees in Scorpio. This is 7th house relationship. Very important relationships. This can be personal or professional relationships, but there's a lot of history. There's a strong bond here. Okay. And when the sun gets there, sun can be a father figure, a boss, authority figure of some sort. Because it's in Cancer, it doesn't have to be masculine. It can be feminine energy that's a boss figure. But there's something strong too with the duties and the responsibilities, whether it's with work, because you got Saturn in the 11th house, mom energy possibly, because it's the sun going through Cancer, but the sun is trining this Saturn. Okay. This won't be for long though. That happens. That's done and over with within 2 or 3 days. So maybe the beginning of the week starts off a little like heavy with burdens and responsibilities. That's a possibility, but it's a trine. I don't see it to be a big deal for you. And for this week, I think those are the main points, other than Mars. Last but not least, I mentioned about the South Node on your Chiron this week. At the end of the week, right? The beginning of the week and the end of the week might be kind of big. Mars will touch your Chiron. Okay. So when Mars touches a Chiron, Chiron is a wound. Mars can be assertive and aggressive, and Mars can inflame things, which means Mars can inflame the wound that already exists. It's in Virgo and it's at the 20 degrees. It's the Scorpio degree. So when we think of our health, because it's Virgo energy and Scorpio degree, there can have something to do with maybe our own health as far as digestion and stomach, but it could also have to do with like colon and release, because Scorpio is more about the body parts that release things, right? So there may be something there where Mars comes along and touches that Chiron and there's a little bit of inflammation possibly. But that can be in relationships as well, right? It just can be like assertive. It can be like, yes, there's an old wound that Mars is kind of rubbing salt in even. So I would be aware of that starting on Thursday. And then that will take you, let's see when Mars passes that up, because it's going to be conjunct the South Node. So there might be a release that's needed. But Mars doesn't pass that up until Wednesday of next week. So that is your week.
Is Mars still in a square to Venus?
Say that again.
Is Mars still in a square to Venus?
I heard, is Mars still in a square with
Venus.
Did you say Venus?
Yeah, Venus.
So Venus and Mars, yes, by that time, Venus and Mars are exact degrees still. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
But the Mars by Wednesday has moved to 21. So a Venus and a Mars square, yeah, because it's Venus and Gemini, so it's communication. So you just got to know right off top that if you're already having issues with communication because you're in it and you're feeling it, then just realize you have, probably want to wait until, it's a difficult time, but it will pass. Venus is going to pull ahead of Mars because it's faster than Mars. So by next Thursday/Friday, not this week, the following week, like July 25th, Venus and Mars are starting to separate. Meaning they're starting to pull away from that strong square.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So you got some time that you're working with and patience.
I can't wait. It's costing so much, like, I don't like this square. It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a challenge. It is. And I don't mean to cut you off, but for some reason when you speak, it's really extremely distorted. Like I'm seeing your voice box move on your thing, your emoji, but I can't even understand your words. So I'm glad we got to look at this for you. And I don't know what the issue with the, the volume. I don't think it's volume. But either way, we'll be here next week or the
Thank
following one after
you.
that. We like updates, so let us know how you pulled through.
I will.
You
Thank
will. You'll
you.
pull through. All right. You take care.
Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye. All right. Moving right along. 10:50. I'm moving along. I'm trying. Who am I looking at? Oh, Damascus, I see you. Welders can't quit. I hope you're doing good, Damascus. It's good to see you. All right. Yeah, and I hope you're doing well. All right, so who am I doing now? Who's next? I'm really lost. All right, that was magically intuitive, right? That I just did. So Cats, I think Stacy said Cats was next, or is it Gibson? Cats and then Gibson? It is Cats. Oh, thank you. Woohoo. You paid the house off. Yay. Oh man, I know that feels good. Congratulations. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. So happy for you. That is a good position to be in. Woo. Keep working on your goals, man. Keep working on your goals. Keep the nose down to the stone and just keep working. All right. Cats is here. Cats, where are you? Cats. So freaking happy. Got my deed. Good for you. You worked long and hard at it. I'm so happy for you. Let's get Cats on the screen or here. Cats, do you want the link? I'm sorry. Let me get the link for you. StreamYard's sending me some silly little things. All right, there we go. We got Ola. There you go, Kat. I don't know if you wanted to grab that StreamYard link or not. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. And all right, Cats, what are we checking out for you? Okay, let me find this chart. I know we got it in here. Got so many damn charts. I'm going to have to clean my system out. But, every once in a while, someone will drop by that I haven't seen in God knows how long. All right, Cats is here. Woohoo! Hey, Cats, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right now. How are you?
Oh, you're doing all right now?
Oh my God, what a crazy week. I'm glad I'm
Really?
had it wasn't nearly as, not to say bad, but many things happened. It was all in my head. And so I was
sounds like it was super busy.
Kind of what the next week. Please tell me next week.
Everyone's like, what the hell's coming next week, damn it? Should I go to work? What should I do? Should I go hide in my closet and just stay there?
Yes, I've done that before. It doesn't seem to help though, because it's in your head. It just would take your head into the
because
closet.
the shit's still there when you come out, right? All right, let's see, Cats. Let's see what we're looking at for this week. Okay, so all right. In the house of work, the 6th house, Mercury's going through there, but Mercury begins a retrograde going through this house. And that's important. The other thing that's super important in your chart, I know I probably mentioned this, is that you have this midpoint in Leo, and it's your sun and moon midpoint, which means that 15 degrees of Leo is like a new moon point for you. So it talks about new beginnings, a new cycle starting. The trick is that Mercury begins its retrograde there, right at that 15 degrees. So in other words, it can be like a tricky start to something new, meaning it would require patience, a lot of patience, because You're likely not going to have all the information up front. Maybe not have all the details or all the data, whatever, because it is in the house of work, 6th house. So there just might be something, a new task, a project that you're supposed to start, and yet, lo and behold, you don't have all the information. Right? So that's the lesson of the Mercury retrograde, and it affects you because it goes over your sun. Okay? And it goes back and sits right on your Pallas Athena, and that's where it goes direct. So this is quite personal for you. This Mercury retrograde is really important for you. It's quite private, actually. So whether it's just all work or, the whole work and play mixture, because you got Leo in the 6th. Leo wants to play and have a good time and be entertained. This is the job of someone who maybe should be working in the entertainment industry in some way, having a good time, whether it's lining things up or, do you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know, but just it's really creative energy and it wants to have fun.
I'm trying to have fun with my work, and I'm reminding myself that it's like new beginnings, but man, it's hard to just stay in that.
Yeah.
I get kind of stubborn. I get stubborn real easy.
Well, Leo is fixed energy for sure. And the other thing that probably doesn't help is when someone has a Saggy at the midheaven at 11 degrees. That's the Aquarius degree of I am the boss, damn it. And so I'm the boss of my freedom, Sagittarius. You follow? And so there might be something there where it's almost like a battle.
Yeah.
A battle of beliefs in freedom. And likely because it's Aquarius, it wants, it needs excitement. Every chart so far tonight needs excitement. This is so wild. Like you guys all want you want excitement. You need it literally. Different, unique, and you just kind of need it, But for you, it's part of your long-term goals, and it's part of an adventure for you, and it's how you gain wisdom. So yours isn't just all surfacey. Yours goes a little bit deeper because it really is seeking knowledge with the Saggy up there. So with that said, the sun for you is going to go through. Okay, so the sun dips into the 6th house this week. By the end of the week, I'm sorry, not the end of the week. Because yours goes to 26 degrees. So we're talking, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I guess I was right. Friday, Saturday. Yeah, by Saturday, the sun is now sitting in your 6th house. Okay, so the 6th house is projects and tasks and working, and the sun normally can help us stay focused as opposed to being scattered. Like it's a spotlight type of thing. Okay. So if you were having a hard time, which at this particular time, it might be tricky because it's the sun in Cancer still. So in other words, Cancer, again, very sensitive, emotional. It's thinking about the past. It's in its feelings a lot, right? But once a couple days go by and the sun enters Leo, it will feel a lot different. Leo energy is very vibrant, energetic, lively, colorful, fun, has a really good sense of humor, is quite courageous, and it's going to be conjunct your North Node. So when the sun jumps on the North Node, there can be like a new opportunity of some sort. Yours might be an opportunity for fun. Okay, fine. But the sun will be conjunct it. And so you'll have this for about 2 days. Okay. But it's kind of a burst of fresh and new and exciting and a way, play. Play is a big deal. So just keep that in mind that come the end of the week. Well, actually, no, this says July 22nd. So that means the sun gets to, Tuesday, July 22nd. It gets to your North Node. Okay. And so there might be a little bit more patience that you need to have, I guess, because as the sun goes through those last degrees of Cancer, it's focused on the Cancer energy, and it will touch your Mercury. But it's, your Mercury is the thinking and the mind and mom and the family. Okay. So that doesn't last forever. That's going to start like Thursday and Friday, the end of this week, because the sun will be conjunct your Mercury. And at the same time, that means it's triggering your Fortuna, another chart where Fortuna gets triggered. I'm not making this up. Your Fortuna is at 25 in Scorpio. Okay, so this is Scorpio, deeply bonded energy. This can be traumas and tragedies from the past, but it's Fortuna. This is bonded energy in terms of like insurance money or shared values. Even the sun is trining that. Now, Fortuna is the highs and the lows, meaning it can change your fortune. Scorpio is taxes. I'm just going to be real. Yes, it is. It's death and taxes and deeply bonded energy and shared values. Okay, so as the sun, look at this. This is the sun and Fortuna traveling together in Cancer here. So I just, having a heads up, because in your chart, you always have Nessus. You always have Nessus trining your Fortuna. And Nessus tends to kind of be something or someone from the past who may not have the best intentions. It's usually typically a revengeful type of energy. You may not notice it, but I doubt it, because we're going to have the sun and Fortuna up in the sky touching this Nessus. Too many N's. It'll be touching the Nessus energy. But it will trigger your Fortuna. So does this mean you're going to have bad fortune all of a sudden? It could go either way. It could be good or bad.
Well, I'm working.
And maybe good or bad isn't the right word, but your fortunes change.
I mean, that's what I'm working for, because it's.
Well, then this is what you're like. Yay! This might be this might be the trigger.
Yeah.
That you're needing.
Nice.
Okay,
Helpful.
That sounds good. Let's see. Well, the fact that your node is involved, then, like 5 days later, your node gets triggered. And that's actually really good, because that can be a new opportunity. So this might be like the precursor to the you get a communication or email or whatever, a phone call, whatever, that says, hey, let's talk. But remember the Mercury retrograde. That's why I started off talking about the Mercury retrograde, because whatever begins when we're in the degrees of a Mercury retrograde, it's going to be delayed in some way. It'll be delayed, or it's like a false start, because we just not all the pieces are in place yet. That's a possibility. Okay. Doesn't mean it can't work out. It just means it's likely something has to be redone or do over. And you have a lot of planets like this. This retrograde is very personal for you. Okay. So all you can do is take your time, because if you have to redo things, it's because something got skipped. A T didn't get crossed, or an I didn't get dotted, just something like that. Something is missing. And so you might have to go over something. It might mean more interviews. You know what I mean? There might be a redo of something, right? And so you should expect that because of the Mercury retrograde. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. That makes
So, yeah. The other thing too that I like for you that's going to be occurring is you're going to have Mars. Like, actually, it's beginning right now. You're already in it. Mars isn't fast, but Mars is at 14, and it's been. You have a vertex. Let me check the degrees. Yeah, your vertex is at 15. Well, that's usually fated energy, and it usually represents a door closing and another door opening. So this is in relationships, but it's in Virgo, so work relationships. So if this sounds like this is actually what you're working towards, well, then this can be wonderful for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good reminder to just keep working.
Absolutely. Keep working. Keep working, because you're not in coasting mode yet. We'll put it like that.
I don't think I will be for a while. But
Yeah. Yeah. No coasting mode yet. Okay. The other thing too is you have a lot of retrogrades that are touching private stuff. Like this Pluto retrograde up here in the 12th house, institutional energy. It's going over your south node. It's not there yet. So this is not like this is happening next week. No, this is a longer delay. Like this is these things move slow. They're not real fast. So because Pluto is such a slow planet, it controls the outer cycles. You follow the further out cycles. And if it's going over your south node, it's reviewing something about the past, but also showing and revealing stuff from the past. And the stuff from the past is your superpower. You have the south node at 1 degree. There's like a superpower that you have. You have this innate ability. This is very unique energy. It thinks outside the box. So this is original thing. This is inventor energy. You follow?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't resonate, but I'm going to keep listening.
That's okay, because as Pluto goes over it, it should dig something up and reveal it to you. You follow?
Yeah. Everything seems to just trigger frustration these days. And it's like, okay, I can feel the frustration. I don't have to be the frustration.
Yeah, I get you. I know. It is frustrating. I think just overall, in general, that is life right now for so many people. On top of a whole lot of other tragic shit, of course. I mean, but because you have so many of the retrogrades are hitting personal things for you, this is a process, a learning process.
Okay.
And a lot of life's learning process, well, more than a lot of it, 99% of it, is learning about ourselves.
It's not my favorite topic, but
Well, if it's not your favorite topic, then that explains a lot.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
I can't run from this one. So I'm like, okay. It's like
nobody can run from Pluto. This is Pluto touching your south node. It already touched it once before, but the difference is this will be a retrograding Pluto touching your south node. Pluto retrograding is powerful. The other Pluto digs, right? Or it drills. But when it's in a retrograde, it drills 3, 4, 5 times as deep. It goes further to the shit that we definitely did not know was there. Okay. So whether it's online energy, group energy, friend energy, but it's in that 12th house. So it's hidden from you. You're not aware of it. This is subconscious energy that Pluto is digging up to show you, to reveal to you.
So much fun. So much fun.
Yes. Yes. And we all have tons of things about ourselves that we're not comfortable with or things that we're not even aware of. And that's the whole point of life, literally, is experiencing these energies. But many times we need to experience things with the help of other people. Like there are certain individuals, whether they're in our life for a day or a year, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, they trigger certain things that show us and reveal things about ourselves to ourselves.
That's a good.
You follow? Tip. It's like when you start having children. Holy shit. They will mirror things back to you and it'll be like, oh my God. It's just a great learning experience. Absolutely. Children are like the greatest teachers.
Yes.
Yeah. So with that, this week is starting this process for you because the Mercury retrograde will begin at that 15-degree mark.
Perfect.
And
I can do this.
You'll feel it the most because you've got that new moon point there. So yeah, July 17th, July 18th. So again, towards the end of the week. Towards the end of the week is when the Mercury's your mind. So Mercury's really thinking. And she thinks even more when she's in retrograde,
Mm.
even though she's going to want to have fun because she's in retrograde in Leo. She's thinking about, oh, I could go and do this. Oh, I would love to be doing this right now, you know. So you know, you just might have to put a leash on the Mercury if she's running amok on you.
Yeah. Just keeping the mind in check and just doing the work, not overthinking
Yes.
it.
Yes. And a large portion of the time, that is part of the test. Do we have the ability? Do we have the cognizant? You know, the self-awareness to realize, okay, I see what my mind is doing right now. It's running me around like I'm a goddamn puppet. It's got me, you know, pinballing all over the damn place. And we kind of have to, you know, sometimes that is part of the test for people to see that that's what's happening, to develop the awareness and to be like, okay, enough is enough. Stop. We have shit to do. And to literally have that conversation that way with yourself, with your mind.
It's like a
It's
training.
not crazy. It's a real thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
You are welcome. We want updates.
Oh, well, keep updating. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah. Thanks, Kat. All right.
you.
Bye-bye. You're welcome. Woo. All right. Who do I have next? Is it Gibson? Is Gibson here? Did Gibson hang out? Did she fall asleep? Gibson is next. Is Gibson here? Gibson. Oh, wait a minute. Gibson. I'm sorry. I clicked on the wrong thing. Y'all having a conversation. Is Gibson here? Going once, going twice. Gibson, are you awake? Gibson's like, I am sleeping. I don't see Gibson. Oh, she's here. Ta-da! Gibson is here. Are you awake? Are you ready to do this, Gibson? Woohoo! All right, let's take a look. Gibson, I've got this chart. I got a chart up here that says Neil W. Is that correct? Let me see if Gibson wants the link tonight. She might not. Let's see if we can give it to her. All righty. Oh, Gibson doesn't mess around. She's like, I already got the link, damn it. I know how this works. She said, I'm an old pro. Oh, awesome. Let me get Gibson in here. Let me move some things around here. Let me get that off of there so we can click on that. Okay, now let's get Gibson in here. Here we go. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, that's great to hear. I'm hanging in there.
Good, good. Every time I hear the bad weather coming your way, I'm like, where is she exactly?
Where am I exactly? I'm just south of the city. I'm like 20 minutes south of the city.
Okay. All right. All right. It's been bad weather your way.
We have been very fortunate here. We haven't actually, yeah, it's been north of us that's gotten it and like around us, basically. We've been very fortunate. Yeah, so this chart.
I know.
There's a lot of history here.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to have you talk. And if you ask me a question, you know, if.
All right, let me get this chart on the screen. Let me get rid of that one. Let me get up a new one. And let me get this one up here. There we go. Shazam. Okay, so I think I sent you this chart because I wanted to make sure that this was the right chart because I've never seen this person's chart before, and this is Virgo rising.
Right.
And
an odd time, immediately at midnight. So.
Well, yeah, that's why I was like, okay, let's see if that's the chart she has. All right, so there's Yeah, the 29-degree Virgo moon. Yeah. So strong Virgo energy, especially with a 29-degree moon.
Yeah.
The moon represents the past and history
Yeah.
and the emotions, but it's a very practical. Like actually, if it wasn't at 29, I'd be like, oh, awesome. It's just that 29 can be like all about those, like and almost like inflection points, like where big things can occur and we have to like make a choice. We have to make a decision. It's it's called the billionaire degree too. I don't know. I wonder how that looks in Virgo energy. Very grounded energy though.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
practical,
Yes.
pragmatic, grounded, logical, rational,
Yeah.
which can be nice, but at the same time, 29-degree. Woo. There can be moments depending upon what triggers it where it can go to that very idealistic perfection Virgo thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the other thing. Scorpio degree. I'm sorry, Pluto in Scorpio at 0. At 0.
Yeah.
You know what's fascinating about this chart? Because I looked at it. When was this? Was this last week or the week before? I can't remember. But
Last week.
yeah, I had looked at it then and I thought, gosh, this chart has some really extreme energy. Even their 4th house cusp is 0. So their Pluto's at 0, 4th house cusp is at 0. But what's fascinating too is they have Neptune at 28.
Yep.
History in the past. Vertex 28 in Capricorn.
Yeah.
In Capricorn. There's a couple of things here, right? That Capricorn energy, and you got Cappy in your 1st house.
Yeah.
And then look at the Aries. Juno in Aries at 24. But that's not all. There's a lot of things with the house cusp lines between this chart and your chart.
Okay.
Yep, there is. There's a lot of so in other words, there's a lot of things in this chart that align, that make strong connections, and that definitely speak to history for sure
Karmic.
and the past.
Yes.
But it's also the house cusp lines too. Okay.
I'm going to learn something good. I love your
Yeah.
reading.
Let me hold on. I gotta get rid. I have too many charts up that I gotta push to the side for a minute. And let me get the software going up here because I want to get your chart on the screen.
Right.
Let me go to the G.
I appreciate your time, truly.
Oh no, you were supposed to be on last week, and thank you for being patient.
No. Are you kidding? It's no.
I appreciate it. Last week was crazy. I mean, I don't know how many people had emailed me like,
And that's when we met.
on Saturday, and I think you had done it like by Friday or Thursday, probably even. I don't know. You were early. You were the earliest out of everybody, and then all of a sudden, I got slammed at the last minute before the live, and I'm like, whoa. And yeah, people had sent money, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be a really busy night.
Listen, I'm happy about that. Trust me, I'm not someone that's like, well, no, I hope I don't ever get in again because you got so many people sending money.
Well, that's very kind of you to say.
I mean it.
I don't know if I'd be happy with that altogether, though.
I'm happy about that. Yes, we deserve it. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So for your chart and his chart, let me go back to finding where I buried his chart. Let me get it over here so that I can see these two simultaneously. All right. So I remember seeing the connections, like your 12th house trines. Let me put it like this.
It's 4th. No.
Yeah, yours is 4 degrees in Saggy, right? His is 6 degrees in Leo. Okay. So you both have that fire energy in your 12th. Okay. And you have your 10th house cusp line is at 15 degrees in Libra. Well, what does he have? He has his north node in Gemini at 15 degrees.
Yeah. Wait to see where my Chiron was on his Chiron. Yeah, his Chiron.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. On your Venus. Yep. His midheaven, it's not just the Chiron, it's his midheaven. This is your Venus up here.
Right.
Yeah. But their Chiron is there, and that's important to remember that.
Yes.
And I know you know because you brought it up, but that's a big deal.
Yeah.
There's a wound here. It has to do with communication.
Yep.
So whether this is a sibling, whether it's, someone that's just you're familiar with or someone you met online, because I'm not going to, ask you to divulge your privacy, but this can be peer, coworker, neighbor, just someone who's around. But yeah, it can also be sibling, cousins even.
But it's not meant to be. It's someone that's very, very interested, but it's not meant to be. So I was just curious about the karmic cycle. That's all.
Well, the 0 degrees, like your Pluto in his Saturn trine. Or I said that the other way around. It's your Saturn in his Pluto trine. And what's interesting too on his chart is next to his Pluto, he has this 2 degrees Venus. He has a 2 degrees midpoint, his sun and moon midpoint, which is like a new cycle with bonded energy, Scorpio energy. That's where your Saturn sits. Your Saturn sits right here, like at 1. And Saturn is long-term energy, which is really fascinating.
Yes.
And it's a trine. I'm sorry. I'm saying it sits there. It trines it, right? So we go over to your Pluto. I'm like, my words are all crazy.
No, they're not. It's not.
Here's your Saturn.
It's intense. It's an intense thing. But I mean, not like.
Yeah, your Saturn sits here at 1 degree, so it's close to his descendant, but it's technically sitting in his 6th house of the domestic energy.
Right.
Okay. And then at the same time, he's got this really beautiful trine to the friendship energy.
Yes.
So partnerships, but yet it trines the friendships there.
Yes.
Okay. So because it involves Saturn in Pisces and it's Cancer energy, because his his number 4 degree Cancer is on his 11th house cusp line. It talks about the past again. And probably some like there can be authority figure energy.
Yep.
Okay. Boss energy even, father energy even, but it can also be partnership energy.
Yep.
That could have definitely existed. You have your Mars at 4?
Yes.
And Aries. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to look at because you have so much Aries energy.
Right.
And your Jupiter's at 28 degrees, sitting right there on his 9th house cusp line.
Right.
So what that tells me then is there can be, we think of spirituality, a connection.
Yes. Very, 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 very spiritual.
Yeah. So that would be there, right? Which is great, but it also speaks to the future, right? Because typically when there's a relationship and it's based upon similar spiritual values, well, those tend to be relationships that can kind of, in my mind, can go a long way because there's similar beliefs that align. And that's a big deal.
Yes.
When beliefs don't align any longer, then that's like water and oil then.
Right.
Let me see if you guys had the vertex stuff because that was also.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just going by what I looked at last week.
We met on like June 26th, and that was right when Uranus and Venus were conjuncting.
Oh,
No.
this is what it is. I'm sorry. Your vertex in Leo at 7 degrees.
Okay.
This is his 12th house cusp line. You have a vertex in Leo at 7, and that's his 12th house cusp line.
Okay.
So this would suggest, now, is he part of this vertex stuff? Well, your vertex is at 7 degrees, which is partnerships. And you already said we met. Typically, the 12th house can be someone who's far away, but it can also be someone who's a foreigner. It can be somebody who there's a little bit of mystery possibly, of course, because it's a 12th, but it can also be spiritual connections and also past life connections for sure.
That's all
Absolutely. And a romantic relationship from the past.
That's what I picked up too. But I don't want this to continue. Even though this all like might sound good, but wants to hook up with somebody. You know what I mean? They tonight they all want to find love, and like so he found love. But I don't think this is something I'm supposed to pursue. Friendship, but you're just, I don't know how to explain it, but everything you're saying is affirming. I mean, it's been hard. Trust me. It's not been easy to not want to do that, but I don't think that's what I'm supposed to do.
Gotcha. Well, you might be making a wise choice, because let me look a little bit further.
Focus on myself, and the fact that I focus on myself and all my artwork and all my writing, because like everything we do, he writes and everything. It's like, it looks like it's a perfect combination. But I think that the fact that I'm choosing myself in a really beautiful way is a very good thing for him to experience. That I'm not going to, how do I say this? Go into a behavior where people please. And how are you? What are you doing? I haven't heard from you. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just living my life and I'm happy.
Absolutely. I know exactly what you're saying.
No, he like isolated himself. I think there's I don't know what you call it, like an avoidant or something. I don't know what it is. Whatever, something's up. And I don't really care.
Good for you. Here's something I want to show you. Let me show you your chart. Well, here, let me pinpoint it on his chart real quick. So we talked about it kind of already. His midheaven. It's not just your Venus that sits here.
Right.
You know what else sits here? Because you have it in your chart. Conjunct your Venus is Nessus.
Yes, I saw that. This is the part the little disruptor.
Well, it can be a disruptor, but Nessus is known to be a revengeful sort of energy. So there just might be a little something behind the snes, because remember, that means that your Nessus is conjunct his wound.
Right. I'm telling you, something going on.
So if anything, then maybe just keep like a writing relationship where you all critique each other's work or something. Keep it professional if you can.
Yeah.
Or spiritual based, or those things.
Gotta keep in a straight jacket. The guy just won't stop. Leave me alone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, then you keep it on the phone. You keep it digital.
Yeah.
That's how you create a safe distance.
Right.
That's how you create the safe distance, because there is a familiarity. There definitely is history. Yeah. And because it's like I said, I found a lot of the commonalities and the connections on the house cusp lines. And so those are extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. House cusp lines are no joke when planets get there, even though it could just be the second, third, fourth, it doesn't have to just be those main angles, the first house, the fourth, the seventh, and the 10th. It's all of them. And, yeah, I think that if you already sense this, follow your instincts.
It is.
Because you don't need additional grief in your life,
No, or playing out. I feel like this was kind of like a little test, not on him, but like I think the man that's supposed to be coming is coming in, and this was a little test. Am I going to fall back into, you know,
Oh, I get what you're saying. Right. I
because
get what you're
got
saying.
self-worth and I've got lots of self-worth, and it's
Yeah.
and like, I'll help you, I'll fix you, I'll get you where you like want to go, even though there's
Right.
a whole lot of fixing that needs to be done. But that would be the natural course of action I would take, and I'm not doing it, and so I'm just going to even be so much better for this relationship. It's like I won.
Absolutely.
Really hard. It was really hard.
Absolutely. If you can see through that forest and you can
Yeah.
see out beyond it and you recognize that, you know, this might have appealed to who you once were.
And to his credit, I think he recognized it too. And I think it was really painful for him. It wasn't rejection or anything. It was painful of like, I got to be able to, he had to let me go do what I want to do and not allow me to just to live my life and be happy.
Well, you know what's really fascinating too, and most people probably might not look at this like it's a synastry type thing, but if you look carefully at his chart in Saggy, he has Estrella, I don't give up, right there at Sag, and it's like 1 degrees.
Right.
Do you know that being at Saggy and his sun being at the 6 degrees, which, first of all, this is what I would tell anybody. The Sagittarius, he's a sun in Sag, so another level of the spiritual stuff. He's got the Jupiter in Sag, he's got the Mercury, like there's just an ass load in Saggy, okay? These individuals, there is people like this need a sense of adventure.
Yes.
And I cannot even tell you how many Sagittarius, and I'm not trying to say this is the way all Sagittariuses work. I'm not saying this, but especially for aggressive, assertive, masculine Saggy energy, this desire and this need for adventure and excitement is part of how they feel free.
Right.
And knowing that this is an emotional need. I mean, I could tell you a really wicked story about this kind of energy that a woman, she got involved in a relationship. She'd been involved. It was off and on for a long time and a little bit of long distance stuff, like, anyway. So it went back and forth, and she just was so hung up on him and like, I know he's the one. I know he's the one. He told her so many years, like, I'm not ready to settle down. And I was already married once before. And I don't really want to do that again, but I love being with you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But she really wanted marriage. So years went by, and she never gave up on I want to marry this person. And so finally she had me look at the charts, their charts together. And I tried explaining to her, he's not the marrying kind. Like, you don't want to marry this kind of energy because it's not meant to be devoted to one person. This person needs the sense of exploration and adventure, and they're going to do it with people.
Right.
And I did a face-to-face. I created private one-on-one videos where it was information that this person would hear themselves with nobody else. It didn't matter what I said. She never heard what I said. It didn't. So the relationship went on and on and on. And then one day I get a call. She's like, I need an appointment. And we're talking. And she's like, he has cancer of the mouth.
Oh my God.
And I said, oh dear, what, did he like chew tobacco or something? And she kind of hesitated. Right. And then she told me, well, no, it started off as like a sexually transmitted type thing.
Right.
And, he kind of, I guess, ignored it or whatever. And so now, he's got cancer. And so here she was telling me this, meaning she was aware of how this happened to him.
Right.
Even though she was with him.
Right.
Even though she was committed to him.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that point, as she was telling me this, it wasn't about, look what he did. It was more about how she felt bad for him.
Right.
No shit.
Yeah.
And here I was like, I mean, a part of me was like, am I fucking hearing this? Is this right? Like, I had to like check my brain and be like, did she really just, so she's feeling bad for him.
Right.
Is she not connecting the dots?
No.
And so I didn't say anything. I just thought, well, okay, I'll just do the reading. If you don't want to hear what's being said or you can't hear it, then there's nothing I can do about that. Right. So anyhow, a couple more years went by, literally 3 or 4 years went by. She contacts me again. And she says to me, yeah, I need another reading. And I said, that's fine. No problem. We can do a face-to-face. Not a big deal. And I'm thinking, oh boy, I can only imagine what's going on now. Right. It's 4 years later. And she tells me, I'm alone now. I said, okay. She said, now I'm just looking to see like what I should be focusing on, what I should be doing. And I said, okay, I can do that. And then she proceeded to like tell me all this history. And they were engaged to be married. They were engaged. And she went on vacation one summer for a couple of weeks with his mom and his sister. And I guess when she came back into town, because they were living together and everything, they were engaged and they were living together, cohabitating.
Right.
When she returned home from vacation, she walked into the house. She opens the door and he's standing there, like right there, like waiting for her. And, you know, you're thinking, oh, wow, happy to see me, right? And he says, we have to talk.
Ooh.
And so
Good.
he tells her, I can't go through with this. I'm devoted to God.
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
I'm devoted to God and I'm going to live my life and I can't be in a relationship with anybody but God.
Right. Right.
And that's what it took. Finally, she said, I went ahead and I started packing my bags. Right after he said that, I just started packing all my stuff because thank God she didn't sell her house. I was
Right.
so grateful to hear that. I was thinking, oh my God, she had already had her house bought and paid for. And I'm thinking, God, tell me you didn't, you know, mix funds and shit. And she didn't, thank God. So she was very smart in that way. But she packed her bags and she left. But it took how many years and how many signs, how
Yeah.
many times where he was like, I don't want to do this. But yet she was so persistent. And they did have fun together.
Yes.
But he's not the committed marrying kind. He loved variety was the spice of life for him.
Yep.
And he would basically, you know, that's how he lived.
Right.
He
Right.
needed that sense of adventure and the freedom to do that,
Right.
to live that way.
Right. And are you seeing with this story you're saying? I mean, I was picking up on that before. God, thank God.
Well, the tendencies are absolutely here when you have this kind of energy in Saggy, and the Uranus is there as well.
Yeah.
Which can be sudden and fast, lightning bolt and rebellious.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
And so,
like a week, and it's been. Had I been like 20 or 30 or 40,
sure, absolutely.
you know, I got to be honest, I would have been like questioning myself or maybe picked up the phone. I haven't done anything, you know, he
Good for you.
was wrong or anything when he walked out the door, but I could feel the energy of like, that was weird. But I didn't like, I don't know how to explain it, but I didn't have what would have been, I would say, a normal reaction. I
Mhm.
fought it, and so happy that I did. And
Yeah, I am too.
yeah, and it's the whole thing was very fascinating. It was like a little movie.
Yeah, that's good. That's because your awareness is really developed.
Yes,
When
yes,
a person's awareness really develops, there's another part of them constantly aware of what's going on with themselves, with the person around them, with the setup, with the situation, with the like just the
pattern.
paradigm of it all. And there's just a lot of layers of awareness that occur.
Right, Right.
So that's a huge gift, but I know that
It's
it takes a lot of experience in living to get it, to develop it.
it's the deception of the karmic cycle.
Absolutely. That's what it is, a deception of the karmic cycle. And that's what everybody, well, not every single chart tonight, but a lot of the charts have been exactly that, because there's that familiarity, there's that soul history. And so it must be that we should be together, and it must be right. It feels right even.
I not even be thinking those things, G. It's like, it's the fact that anything awkward about, like, maybe you haven't, because I haven't gone out with anybody in a really, really, really
Mhm.
time. So if that energy is
Mhm.
not reading that energy as how you just described it, you're reading it like, oh God, we're like, okay, I was so nervous about, going on a date or being kissed or whatever it is. And it feels, at least the the familiarity is the deception.
Yeah.
It's the deception.
That's exactly it. Because what happens is, and maybe a better or another way of saying it is that as humans, we take deep meaning with familiarity.
Yes.
For when something is familiar, we feel that it's right,
Right.
that
Or
it
you
should be this
connect, right?
way.
Feel connected.
Yeah,
And,
it's
or
right and it should be this way. Like, this is how I know it's right. A lot of people. And so the trick, and I call it a trick because it kind of is, but that's why I love the astrology. It shows you this has been a reoccurring theme.
yes, I wonder for how long. Good God, I know it.
Right, exactly. When will you get tired? Some talk about the chart literally as a hamster wheel.
Yes.
Did
And
you jump off the wheel? Do you know what I'm saying? Or do you stay on that damn wheel and keep running on that same circle, that same cycle, that
the
same
urge,
energy?
the urge is like you're starving and that's food to stay on. That's the urge.
Yeah.
You just don't do it though. You're like, I'm fasting.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. That's right. And that takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of strength. I think for you, I think having Aquarius detached energy in your second house
Mhm.
is a big help in this. And the
Because,
fact your Venus trines your second house cusp line at 1 degrees.
say it again.
Okay, let me show you your chart. Let me show you your chart. Being detached, being able to be,
Yeah, holy detachment is what I kind of call it.
yeah,
Because I want to. My natural urge, and particularly with all my extremely narcissistic parents. And
oh, right.
yeah,
Oh, no, I understand. But you're able to use it as a superpower.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're able to utilize it and to say, okay, I'm not going to allow myself to latch onto that.
Because you want to.
Absolutely. And it's that strong desire that you realize is like, oh, that's a trick bag, as my mother would call it. Don't let yourself get caught in that trick bag.
Bag until, like, you got to be in it. You got to open up the bag.
You got to know it's there.
Yeah.
All right. So see your Venus over here. You have a Venus at 1 degrees. Of course, it's with your Nessus. Venus is at 1, but see your second house cusp line right here
Yeah, 1 degrees.
is at 1 degrees in Aquarius. This is awareness. When we talk about developing our levels of awareness, Uranus and Aquarius energy, because it helps us to develop, like, it's almost like it lights up parts of our brain that
Yeah.
come alive and get activated and are able to be the witness of ourself, of what I'm going through, of how I'm feeling,
God.
and then to bring in the detachment.
Yeah.
Uranus, Aquarius is all about being detached.
Yep. Yeah. And I was
And
raised to just,
so I think that's actually, like I said, kind of a superpower in a way. As long as, you have it, it says in group energy and with friends as well. But at the same time, you have a lot of other things in your chart where it's not like you're someone who, you know, how when we talk about people that are like these sociopaths and shit who are detached and who can
No,
do horrible, horrible things. That's on a very extreme level.
right. And well, and my
Very extreme.
Capricorn kind of makes me detached too, but I don't come up. I'm very warm.
That's a
And
good point. Yes, you're absolutely right. Your
And-
Venus in Gemini comes across as a warm communicator for sure, and very harmony and harmonious, generous and kind,
yes,
benevolent.
yes, yes.
And
Without
so,
all unconditional. I mean, I've had to grow into it. It's very
yeah, yeah,
tap into it, and there's
yeah.
such joy. Such joy being my authentic self. I wish I could have started off like that, but I
Oh,
didn't.
well, hell, you and everybody else wishes they could have started off with that.
But
Absolutely.
I love myself. I'm the happiest in being my most authentic self, which you wouldn't think would be that difficult. It's not like it's that different from where I was, but it's a more that detachment
Yeah.
is enhanced with I don't want to say serving myself, but my self-worth.
Yeah. Self-worth is so valuable, especially for females.
Mm-hmm.
It's can't be talked about enough
No, maybe I'm
because they've been trained and programmed to be second,
yep.
be last, even
Joy.
to sacrifice. The mother instinct is all about
Yeah.
sacrifice, and that's why it's so hard. The problem, I think, too, is when they take that and they apply that sacrifice to their mate, and it's like, what? Your mate is not your child.
No.
Do
Nope.
not do that.
Nope.
Do not do that.
To get deprogrammed is
Yeah.
it's just painful and raw.
Yeah.
But the interesting part is once all that's passed,
Yeah.
really
Once
raw,
you can get through it.
yeah, once you get through it, 1,000 deaths.
Yeah.
My authentic self, the rawness of it, not all in a really good way, is very what's the word? It's you I don't want people want to be around it. All my grandchildren want to be around it. There's this still vulnerability that's still fresh, but it's still really strong. And I don't know how to explain it. Because
Well, if your grandchildren want to be around it, there's there's probably a certain amount of fun
yes.
that's still there, and a love for family and children. Absolutely, I'm sure they can feel that. But you also have like this matriarch signature in your chart,
I know.
and that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is, and it's coming to bring that up. Lou and Christy and all of y'all have and Stacy sharing this journey that I've been on. That is a hat that
Yes.
really fascinating is that maybe when I was, I don't know, really young, I would have like, I want to be the matriarch, that'd be great. It's very different when they're putting the hat on me. And I'm like, it's not that I've taken it off, but it's like they individually, all of my children, they keep putting the hat on. And it was not anything that I would have thought they would do that. And
Mhm.
because it's been such an interesting journey, but it's getting more comfortable with
Oh, that's good.
how they are about it because I'm just being me. I don't have to do anything to become this matriarch. All I gotta do is keep being me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a lot of that is that first house. Me, self. And you've got the moon and Sirius and your south node. And that's why they put the hat on you. Because the south node brings that innate knowledge.
Yeah.
You're like the father and the mother. Like you have the knowledge of both.
Yep.
You have the knowledge of both. And you have the ability to think about the long term, the end game, as opposed to just being blinded by the moment.
Right. Right.
Which teachings are, well, you should only be in the moment, you don't want to live somewhere else. But because you have the sun and the moon, I'm seeing the moon and the Sirius and the south node, you just know this stuff, you just understand it and it's
Right.
not flashy,
No,
It's not about being distracted.
no,
It's more about the tried, the true, the tested.
right. That I've lived.
Yeah.
So I can tell them the phone calls that I get daily, all the legal work that I work, I mean, hours for them for all the stuff they're going through with all the custody. I can relate with them in the moment, like how they handle it. But I'm like, don't fucking write it on paper. You
Right.
but in the end, you want to have no regrets. You want to make sure that you treat the mother of your child, whatever. Everything is in the long term. But I'm like,
Yes.
you can experience that, but it's not the gratification will never satisfy. What's going to satisfy you is what we do talk, and they believe me.
She's like, they believe me.
They believe me. And I still get calls of like, like Henry can barely even just respond to the mother. He just sends me the text messages, and I chat.
Oh, right.
I write them out, work them out.
Yeah.
And because she's just so narcissistic and obnoxious. But I don't her, and I'm happy, whatever, but I get it. Henry's just like, Jesus, Mom, please prepare a response. Will you chat me out?
Well, that comes to the Mercury. You have Mercury in Taurus at 3 degrees, and that trines your moon exactly. It trines your Sirius. It trines your South Node. You see that Mercury there?
I see it when you point it out all the time.
Yeah. It's a nice, beautiful trine to all three of these. And so Taurus can be patient, but can also be a communicator of harmony, right? Because it's remember,
important.
It's Venus ruled, and we talked about your Venus in Gemini. And so, it's also grounded, down to earth energy.
Yes.
But even though the Mercury can be, usually when Taurus is in Mercury, it needs like 48 hours to come up with something and to think it through before it can speak about it. And it's usually after it gives itself. I mean, it took me a long time to realize this too about myself. Once the 48 hours passed, like I could respond.
Yes.
Whereas before then, it was like I needed time for it to marinate in my brain.
Well, my throat,
there's no shortcut,
chakra was just not going to open up. It just wasn't going to do it. And when
yeah, exactly. But that's a secret for anybody who has Mercury and Taurus. If you pay attention, you'll see that after about 48 hours, I mean, obviously some charts you could have other things angling it really harshly, which there might be a longer timeline there, but typically about 48 hours and you'll be able to come up with a good response.
It's like marinating meat.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Etymology.
That's exactly it.
How it's going to come out, the tone.
Yep. The right words. And is it smart? Do I been, am I getting screwed in this, or am I being smart and not speaking too impulsively or quickly, and then I'm held, I'm holding the short stick,
Clarity.
Yeah.
Cleverness, wit, any of that, all of that, like, because who you're going to be dealing with is essential to know who you're talking to, who's going to be listening. Because with
that's a good point.
It is. It's just, I don't know. It's been fascinating. Okay, so I know
Well, there's one last thing I wanted to point out, and that is that you have your Virgo. I'm sorry. You have Uranus in Virgo. I know it's just like really strong. Everything's coming up backwards. You have Uranus in Virgo in your chart at 6 degrees. Okay. So that means your Uranus
trining ascendant
sits on his ascendant.
Yes.
Okay. Now
that means.
So your Uranus is here at 6.
Right.
Did you remember we talked about his Uranus?
Yeah, his Uranus is
his sun and Uranus. His sun is at 6 and Uranus is at 9. So that means that you guys have your two Uranuses, your Uranus and his Uranus square each other.
Oh, what does that mean?
Oh, that means when it isn't good, it can be sudden.
Okay.
It can be like a lightning bolt.
Everything's
it's Uranus squaring Uranus. I need freedom now.
both of us at the same time, but then not wanting the freedom. But it's like choosing the freedom is the wisdom, is the wise thing to do.
Well, for people where your Uranus is square, I would recommend that, because it could be like for you, you just go, okay, I'm not dealing with this, and I'm not going there. But then if you were to be in a relationship with somebody, it could also go the other way, where they're suddenly like, I'm out of here.
You're right. So then what
They
happens
need the freedom.
when you're out of there? Like, is does that really mean it's like, I guess it's like it's over? I don't understand how all that works.
Yeah, sometimes people just disappear.
Yeah, this would be a first, but I'm not surprised because Uranus is involved.
Well, that's the whole thing. Uranus guarantees surprises and shocks and disruptions, and it's sudden. So when you say, what's Uranus square Uranus? Well, you can be sure somebody is going to say, I'm out of here.
Oh,
I mean, I've seen people separate. I've seen people maybe like 6 months later start talking again. You know what I'm saying? And then respect each other's boundaries, but it doesn't mean that they're back together the way they once were,
well,
but they may remain friends.
right. And I don't think it necessarily. This is not from ugly language or conflict.
No,
okay?
no.
This is from, I think that I don't want to say I was too much, but I was like, he's like, whoa, I don't want to say I'm not good enough for her, 'cause whatever. The point is, he's got to go back to the drawing board and do what he needs to do for himself. Not necessarily for the relationship, but for us. But like
For himself.
I was a mirror. And I think that had lasted this a little bit longer, he would have been a mirror too for me at some level. But that's what it was. It wasn't like, I'm out of here.
No. I'm talking, I guess what I'm referring to with the Uranus square Uranus is that if you were to get into an actual relationship where you're serious about each other and you're planning on, hey, we're committed, on top of all his saggy stuff.
But that's all he talked about. And I had only known him a week.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's another red flag too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, had you been in a relationship, had you gone for it, right? Had you taken, I don't want to say take the bait, but had you said, okay, let's do this, the Uranus trine Uranus, eventually this would have been a problem.
Temporary. Right.
It would have been a problem, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah, because Uranus wants freedom, and you're not going to be the boss of it, and it's not going to be the boss of you, because you're not going to allow it to be the boss of you.
No.
Well, this person's going to be that same way. Your Uranus is square. So so anyway, it's just more information about these charts and how, well, like you feel like you sidestepped I don't know, I don't want to say the word.
Hey, but I don't feel the fullness of that. I just sidestepped out of wisdom.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's Jupiter.
There's an echo, but I'm not questioning it, and I don't have any self-doubt. It's just, it's like
It's like your Jupiter on his 9th house cusp line. That's what that's like.
Yeah.
Your wisdom Jupiter on his 9th house cusp line. And his 9th house cusp line is Aries. Freedom. Big time freedom. Aries in the 9th. Holy shit. It's Saggy and Aries combined.
Put his chart up. Where is it? Get rid of it.
Let me show you. Let me get rid of this one.
So he's studied all of the religions. Now he's Muslim. I think he's done everything.
Oh, I believe that.
Blind.
Aries loves to begin.
Blind.
Aries loves to begin, but is not real good on finishing or following through.
Right. I mean,
it's an adventure.
And Quran, everything we were talking about.
It's a damn adventure.
Yes.
So your Jupiter sits right here on his 9th house cusp line.
Oh, 27 degrees. Well, mine's 28. Oh,
that's right.
God. So
that's right.
All cusps.
And the thing about a 28-degree Jupiter, it's not only the wisdom, but it's the wisdom gained from the past and the history. 28 degrees, the moon. So it's the moon and Jupiter energy that you carry.
Yep.
Oh, that's Taffy at the door. She is like scratching her ass off.
Get Taffy. Oh, okay.
Yep. Let me get her in there real quick.
Peppers. Meow, 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 meow.
Okay.
Well, while she's gone, I'll say hello to everybody in the chat. I adore all of you. You're all my sisters. I'm so grateful. Gee, for having us have this great club.
Stacy said you're the new therapist.
New therapist. There isn't anything I couldn't help someone understand. And then be so gleeful about what wretched, shitty thing that just happened to them. Like it's a gift.
Come on.
You're my new therapist.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, like I said, your Jupiter in the moon energy is
it's weighty. Is that the word? Weighty?
Well, it brings the wisdom and it brings the history, the past and the experiences, because it's the Jupiter at that moon degree. So because of the history, because of your experiences, you have the wisdom. That's just what it is. And so I think that has also helped you to just not go there.
Well, right, and that was I don't want to say he was pretending, but I don't know how to explain about men, but there's the thing about, like, unless they're underneath his mask is the pretending mask is like what you were just saying about me, but it's not real. And he just I don't know how to explain it. I'm not explaining it right, but it was like, whoa, she can now see me. I'm not really what I'm trying to show her that I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got it, but I didn't let on. I was like,
oh no, of course not.
You know, like, you don't keep being safe in that. And whatever. So I'll keep everybody up to date what happens. Again, they're freaking all these young people. My God, I just want someone that's like my age. It's annoying. It really is.
Well,
no, I'm not comfortable with it. I mean, I know there are women that like love that, but I'm like, I certainly don't want someone that's, in a wheelchair and you have to take care of old. But I
hear you. You just want someone that's your age.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand.
And they're coming. So everyone hold your breath because.
Yeah. The patience is right. Yeah. It's so funny how tonight's whole theme has been about love.
I was wondering, is that because of that Venus-Uranus conjunction and everyone just kind of got fired up?
It's a possibility. There might have been some interactions, where things kind of had a lightning bolt kind of a beginning, and then they got people to thinking, possibly.
I wasn't ready.
I think a big part of it, though, because so far everybody has what's been in common: the history. We have Jupiter in Cancer.
Oh, that little.
Yeah. When we have Jupiter in Cancer, it highlights, it emphasizes, it expands upon the history and the past. It doesn't have to be all necessarily about family, but people who we're familiar with, people, tribe energy. And if we've had connections with them in other times, in other lifetimes, well, absolutely, they can show up. And for you, yours would have, in his chart, his Cancer's in his 11th house. Group energy, friend energy. Yes. Your Cancer's in your 7th house. Oh, because your North Node is there.
Yes.
And Jupiter triggered your North Node.
Jupiter triggered my North Node, and that's why it is going to be healthy, right? Is that it? Because going forward.
Well, that's how this began, I believe. I don't know how long ago this started.
June 26th.
Yeah. Okay. Jupiter. Jupiter went over your North Node.
I got a proposal like within hours.
Oh, Lord. A proposal.
And nothing. I'm totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Well, at least you're aware of what red flags look like.
Oh, sometimes they're just that poem, Drowning, Not Waving.
Yeah.
The red flag's like, come here. I want it red so you can really see it. Yeah, no, yeah. But it's something. I know it's something. I just have to be, maybe that's the Mercury Taurus kind of processing thinking before I say something. I'm like, I
Well,
don't know.
that's the beauty of it, because knowing that you have that, it's like, I have to think about that. I need time to think about that. And that's okay. And that's actually a really important thing to say. But, for someone like you with their Mars at 4 degrees in Aries, which exactly squares your moon and your Sirius and your south node, that Mars and Aries in the third might have been, at one time it might have,
Oh,
but it sounds like you have developed, like you said, the wisdom, and then knowing that Mercury has a delay button there.
well, and it's, but there has to be something else, and we can do it in our private lives.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
But definitely an element of like, with all I know, all that Aries, I just don't feel like there's been this typical Aries energy that you would normally find, other than the immaturity. That
For
like,
you mean in your third
well,
house?
not now, but I mean, like, but I never like jumped into relationships. I mean, I at all. Like, I mean, the second guy since 1982.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it lasted a week. It would have been nice if it lasted longer than a week. Fuck! But and that's okay though. I think it still makes a great story and
It
great
does.
unraveling.
Well, the Aries energy, I guess maybe I didn't mean to confuse, and maybe that's what you were talking. Are you eating my hair? That's my hair. You can't eat that.
Watch out for the candle.
Yeah, it went out, thank God. Otherwise I would have been watching her more closely. You see Saturn and Capricorn energy, they
Yes.
don't rush. They tell you, go slow. It's tortoise energy.
But my Saturn's in Pisces.
It is, but you have a moon in Capricorn, a Sirius in Capricorn, a
Yeah.
south node superpower in Capricorn at 5 degrees.
Thank God.
Romance.
Thank you, God. Romance will go slow.
Well, because for you, there's a superpower associated with, which says that, that was probably a big trigger for you when
Not
he's
just
you when he's proposing marriage to you, and you've known him for however many days it was. your south node was just like
hours, and it happened. I've had
hours. Yeah, your south node was
I've
probably
had
like,
more proposals within like a day of knowing somebody than I've ever had a first date.
yeah, your south node was like, okay, these are red flags. You know better than this. This is absolutely a red flag.
Yeah. And so I don't know. All right, we gotta let everybody else go. Oh, yeah. What time is it?
Well, it's midnight. We're done.
Bonsoir, all my little starlings. I love all of you. What a joy. What a joy. Mwah. Thank you. I'll Venmo you in a minute.
Oh, you're a sweetheart. You're so generous. I appreciate you very much, Gibson.
Bye, girls.
You are the Starry Night Live matriarch of us as well.
Oh, God. That's too tight.
He's like, oh, God.
All right. Mwah.
All right. Take care.
Click me out. Get me out of
Okay.
here.
I'll click you out. Okay. Bye-bye. She said, click me out. All right. We clicked her out and we're done. It's after midnight. Thank you, everybody, for being patient. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We'll be here next week. All right. And just as a quick reminder, if you enjoy what you've seen tonight and if you want to be a part of it, just get your digits to me. The email is right below. Come back again next week. Or you could also participate in the private lives that everybody's mentioned so far tonight. Also send me an email and I'll tell you how you can get in on the private lives. July is full. August is, I can't remember. There might be one spot left in August. And I think September, I think there's a couple spots left in September. Because basically people are looking at their calendars and saying, gee, this is when I'm available. Can you put me down for then? Absolutely. Look at your calendar. It's the last Saturday of every month. All right. Email me, emails below. Communicate with me. The private lives are private. It's a smaller group. It goes a little bit slower. It's not as scattered. And so far, just excellent feedback from everybody that's been involved in the private lives. People seem to really enjoy them. All right. I think we're all done. I know I'm done. What Taffy said. Stick a fork in her. She's done. Click me out instead of beam me up. Yeah, if you don't beam someone up, what do you do? What's the opposite of beaming them up? I forget. What did they say? Beam me over? Beam me up? Yeah. I don't know. Well, I'm going to need one. Yes, July. Yep. Yes, so far it is working out. Thank you, Stacy, for all keeping us all organized, for keeping me organized. I appreciate it very, very much. And if there's anyone here that I didn't get to, again, come back next week. I'm live every Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to try to start doing them a half hour earlier if I can, because lately my mom has been going to bed very early. She's on a different schedule. She's on her hot schedule, which means she has to get up early. So I'm like, it would be easier for me to start earlier and end a half hour earlier, like, because my days start really early now too. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but just keep that in mind for everybody that's here. It's a possibility I start a half hour early and check out a half hour early. We'll see what happens. All right. Taffy said goodbye, and I'm saying good night. Take care, everybody, and thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.